Yo, we back. This ain't just hype this time, man. It's red alert, unfiltered, uncut. Time to sound alarm. I'm finna launch, then we're gonna get right into it.
Red alert, red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding. Red alert, catch your body, hold 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, catch your body, hold 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much.
Okay, my bad, my bad. I'm already on here chopping it up. Look, I was actually so wrapped up in what I'm bringing y'all today. I kind of got ahead of myself. You know what I mean? Chat, man. If y'all come in the chat, man. Y'all know y'all can drop ones. If I'm muted, I'm not saying nothing. Y'all can drop the one for me, man. It's almost 5 minutes and I ain't said that. Nobody even dropped the one for me in the chat or two in the chat or thumbs down, thumbs up. Y'all could have told me something. You know, y'all know how we do it. Look out for each other. Each one teach one, man. Look, but no, this is what we at. Um, the Rockets signed Josh Okogie. Boom. That's clear cut and dry. And when we signed Josh Okogie, I had to sit back and think about it. I had to contemplate on it for a little while and get my bearings together. Let me get this little beeper up out of here, this little beeping joint right here. Excuse me while I handle that. Yeah, excuse me while I handle that. But no, this was going on. This was going on. We're gonna get it popping real quick right here. I had to sit back and think about it. I say, wait, look, what's going on with the Josh Okogie thing? I mean, the obvious is the obvious. We signed Josh Okogie, hit him for the little vet joint, and we add another wing to the roster. You know, we needed a guard. Obviously, we need shooting. Obviously, we need ball handling. We didn't get that. The Rockets are obviously, you know, cool with what we got as far as ball handling. I mean, Kevin Durant done played point forward before. You know, Fred VanVleet, he 25 mil a year. That's significant enough to say, hey, you know, you legitimately do your job. And then they go out and sign Josh Okogie. You know, Josh Okogie is um athletic to a degree and definitely a good defender. But I think the overall point is we didn't need anything really. I mean, obviously shooting is always good to have in the NBA. Shooting is always good to have, you know, at any capacity when you talking about building a team to be, especially when you're coming off your bench. But we did get Dorian Finney-Smith, who's supposed to be a decent shooter. So, I mean, to say that we have, you know, enough shooting to survive is almost an understatement, being as to how we got more shooting than we had last year. And we was a decent team last year and we survived well last year. So I think we have enough shooting to survive. And the point guard thing I'm gonna touch on here in a minute. And if you know anything about me, you know that it's gonna be, it's gonna be one of them ones that might, some people gonna feel one way and some people gonna feel the other way. But it's just me bringing it to you uncut, unfiltered, man. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. But so let's just get into the Josh Okogie. Let's get into some of his stats for a little while. Let's look at some of his stats for a minute. How did he, things like that? How did he fit? How did he fit with the team? What's some of his stats? Let's look at some of his best games, and we'll just break it down. So Josh Okogie averaged about 6 points a game, 3 rebounds a game, 1 assist a game. 6 to 7 points is good, 3 rebounds a game. But I think those rebounds or how he gets those rebounds are are more important than you know than the fact that it's 3 rebounds. Because the rebounds that he gets are in small minutes, not playing a lot of minutes, and they're hustle play rebounds. They beat you to the ball rebounds. They are offensive rebounds. Those are, you know, back breaking in the course of a game when you have a third string, a defender that's playing tenacious D and the ball comes off the rim and he just wants it more than the next guy and he goes out to get that rebound. Those 3 rebounds, you know, way more than just the 3 that they are. All right. What it do, chat? What it do, chat? What we got? I see my boy in the chat, man. I got my boy in the chat. What up, King? Salute, man. You know you can hit the link whenever you want to, man. You know what I mean? You can come over here and chop it up with me, man. You know, I was definitely gone for a little while. I had to fix my computer, man. Thermal paste and stuff going out or whatever. So I had to touch up my thermal paste on my computer. But I'm back, man. We're gonna chop it up. And I don't know if you seen Global. We'll talk about it. Global Global said he might want to debate on that James Harden top on the James Harden topic. But we'll chop it up on that later. Um let me see. Make sure I can see everything because I know you'll pull up, you'll be at the bottom. I won't see you. But yeah, pull up if you want to, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know how I do. Let me know when you get on. Just what I'm saying, unmute your mic and just go ahead and come in and say what you got to say because I'm kind of switching screens right now too. But yeah, those three rebounds, they'll sting. Those three rebounds will sting because he come in and he get those three rebounds and you know it ain't a lot of minutes and it hurt when it's that third string guy getting you offensive rebounds and playing defense. When third string guy is doing hustle play stuff, it has a bigger impact than what it shows in the box score. And that's where I think Josh Okogie fits the Houston Rockets, the culture of what we building. So as I was saying when my mic was muted, for people who heard me talking the 790 days, the 610 days, couple of years I've been on YouTube talking, y'all have heard me probably say something that sound like you can't follow the trend of the NBA. You have to be willing to do what it takes to break the NBA to be a dominant team. You can win a championship without being a dominant team. But in order to be a dominant team, a trend setting team, you have to do what it takes to break the NBA. And I think this Josh Okogie move, even the signing with Cameron Matthews, but this Josh Okogie move is one of those break the NBA moves. This is the Rockets saying, yeah, we need a shooter, but but what you won't do is score on me. We might not have a shooter, but what we will do, what we are going to be, is a team that everybody on this team is a problem on defense. Everybody on this team is a problem on defense. Like if you look from 14 to 1 on this team, everybody is a problem. You can say that Fred is short. Yeah, he's short. But if you can't take advantage of his height, he's a problem. Clint Capella is a little long in the tooth, a little old. Yeah. But when it comes to being in position to protect the rim, Clint Capella is a problem. Steven Adams, problem. Alperen Sengun, problem. Every single person that you think about on this team is a problem on defense. That makes us a break the NBA defense, which is what I've been screaming, you know, for forever, forever. Which to me was the problem with the James Harden era. It was like as we were building a team that could break the NBA, we adjusted and started trying to match what was already being done. When we should have just kept going with break the NBA, we already got a ISO score that can just outscore your team. Well, we should have been building on that. Not just we need lockup defenders around. How about we just get more scoring? How about we just get more height? How about we get how about we get taller guys instead of a 6'7" center to play, a 6'7" small forward to play center. There's things that we could have. That's in the past. Let's deal with the here and now. Josh Okogie himself has averaged, um, I think, career highs against Charlotte. You know, averaging almost 9 points a game. Um, Scored career high 28 points against Boston in 22. 11 rebounds a game 3 times. He's had 6 assists 2 times. He's had 5 steals 2 times, and a career high blocks against Indiana in 2023. Now, these sources are from basketballreference.com. Um, if you want to go check or confirm my stats, make sure I'm not wrong, you can do that over on basketballreference.com. Um, by the numbers, not a great score of the basketball, but and I say but again, the points that he get hurt you because he's not the guy that's supposed to score. So when he gets points, when when he does hit a three, when he does hit the corner three, it stings. When he does get the offensive rebound or the putback, it stings. When he does catch a pass on the baseline and and get it up beneath the rim on the other side of the backboard, it hurts. When he come down the lane on your top, Paul, it hurt. And that's what players like Josh Okogie do to the morale of your team. Why is that important? Because being a consistent defensive wing that's averaging averaging 6 to 7 points a game is not gonna make or break the Houston Rockets, but it will make or break the defense. You see what I'm saying? When you pair him with what we have already, with the likes of um Tari Eason, a Dorian Finney-Smith, you know, Amin Thompson, you pair him with these guys, he don't need the ball. You know, very low usage. Let me see. Ain't no link. My bad. My bad. Let me get that to you. I don't think he's gonna play much. My bad. My bad. Let's see. Shit, I got stuff up over here. Let me move this. Let me get that to you, bro. Let me get that to you. Pull up on the spot. Pull up on the spot, man. And anybody coming in the chat, man, if you come in the chat and you want to pull up, you come in the chat, you want to pull up, man, come on and pull up. Come on, pull up. You come on in. If you coming in the chat, pull up, say what you want to say. If you don't want to pull up, leave it in the chat, man. If you think I'm wrong, you think I'm right, you got something you want to get off your chest, you can put it in the chat. Ain't gonna be no smoke. Ain't gonna be no smoke. You want smoke? Hey, if you want smoke, I'm gonna drop this right here, a promo. If you want smoke, I do got debates lined up. The debates are lined up for next month. I think I got them set on every Friday. You can subscribe to the channel. You can hit go to the channel, look in the live section. I got debates lined up for the month. If you want to take one of those debates, if you want to take one of those debates on any one of those topics, you can send me an email um, to the email in the description, or you can put a message in the comments. In any comments, if you message any one of my comments, I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to respond to your comment, and I will book you for any one of those topics you want to get, and we'll get you a challenger. You can pick what side of the argument you want to argue on, and we can set it up, no doubt. Um, you can unmute your mic if you want to go ahead and chop it up, King. Let's see what you got, man. You ready? Okay, we're gonna let King get himself situated. Let me see here in the private right now. Hold on, pull me up. I thought I had you up there, man. Look there. Go ahead. My bad. What am I doing? Oh, see. Oh, my bad. What's going on? Add to the stage. Add my boy up there to the stage on the big page, man.
What it do, man?
What's up? What's up? I got new stuff going on. I got all kind of stuff going on up here, man. You don't pay me no mind. You know, I'm always trying to innovate, trying to be innovative, and you know what I mean, keep up with the
Right
state
on,
curve.
right on. But yeah, to your partner, man. If he want to argue against the beard, I'll be his huckleberry. You know what I'm talking about? I got whatever he looking for.
Already, already. So what
But
you think?
yeah, the Okogie signing, I thought it was a decent enough pickup. I don't expect dude to get a whole lot of playing time. Honestly, I don't expect him to play unless there's injuries.
Yeah.
And I think he takes the Jay Sean Tate appearances in minutes.
Uh huh.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, yeah, he'd have to be spectacular defensively and a knockdown shooter for him to crack this lineup, as is.
So
So I think,
you think he getting? You think he taking Tate's minutes, bro?
yeah, because Tate don't hardly play, bro. The only time Tate play is when is one or two dudes injured, and Tate is like, in case of emergency, break glass player. So in that situation, that's the only time Tate play. I can see Okogie taking those minutes.
Guess what I'm
He's a
finna
bigger
do?
he's a bigger body. He's longer. I think he's probably an overall better player than Tate. So that's what he is to me. I don't see him getting no playing time. You know, pretty much at all. Again, unless there's injuries or it's two, three dudes in foul trouble, and you need him to come in, for 5, 6 minutes until the next quarter come around or something.
Hey, but here the problem with that though. The problem with that is what I was gonna really get into, and I guess we can go ahead and kind of segue right into that. You know, how tall is Josh Okogie, by the way? They about to 6'5", 6'6". How tall is Okogie?
I don't know. I thought he was. I thought he. Yeah, I think he was around 6'5", 6'6".
Okay, so let me go ahead and pull that up while I tell you this right here. I think the thing with me about Josh Okogie and Jay Sean Tate minutes is the problem I got ultimately is this is gonna throw people off, man. I got to go ahead and say this, and this is what people gonna probably, they're gonna be like, oh, that go EF again, man. EF on his shit, back on his bullshit. But look, he's 6'4". Let me tell you the problem. Fred VanVleet, Reed Shepard. You can say Amin Thompson is our next best point guard, but I would almost say we got Aaron Holiday. Aaron Holiday still there?
Yeah.
So we got Aaron Holiday. Guess what else? We've used Jay Sean Tate at point guard before. We
Yeah.
used Jay Sean Tate as our ball handler before. And I think
Yeah.
Jay Sean Tate is a more reliable ball handler than Josh Okogie.
Yeah. Listen to me, bro. Jay Sean bum ass Tate was put at point guard under Steven Silas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances would Ime Udoka put Jay Sean Tate out at point guard. he,
but,
he never even consider it.
but,
Okay. So
but
that's
Mo
the
say what
last thing
minutes
we need to work. Huh?
Mo say what minutes he gonna take for Tate when Tate don't play.
That's my point. I don't think Okogie gonna play. I don't think this dude gonna play unless there's injuries or multiple people in our backcourt has injuries. I mean, has foul trouble.
Yeah.
And in that situation, you throw him in, for 4 or 5 minutes, just to, you know, because you gotta have somebody on the court. That's the only way dude would hit the court. Other than that, I don't think he's gonna hit the court because he don't do something better than the guys that's already on the team.
Right, right.
He's not a better shooter than a lot of the guys on the team. He's not a better defender than a lot of the guys on the team, even though he's a better defender than Fred Van Vliet at this point. But Fred is a point guard. Fred offers shooting. He's our veteran. So he ain't finna get minutes over him. He may play better defense than Holiday, but again, Holiday is a backup point guard who provides high level of shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you talk about anywhere from the 2 and the 3 spot, which is logical places that he could play, he not finna play over the dudes that's in front of him unless it's injuries or foul trouble. So I don't think that he gonna really play like that. But when it does get to that situation, I imagine he's coming off the bench before Jay Sean bum ass Tate. So Tate then got moved further down the pecking order, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, but man, I don't know, bro. Because Tate is a better scorer than a Kogi, bro. Tate is a better player than a Kogi all the way around the board.
Hell no.
All over the board, bro. Tate is
Hell no.
Kogi.
Okogie's a better 3-point shooter. He's a better penetrator. He's a better finisher at the rim.
No.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, maybe finisher at the rim, but not around the
Yeah,
rim.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, because don't nobody expect that nigga to shoot, and he throws up that ugly ass scoop hook shit that he do. Nobody be expecting Jay Sean Tate to shoot that shit under the rim.
Hey, he gonna get it up though. He like a little
Yeah,
baby.
that's what I'm saying. He tricked people with that scoop hook shit. It ain't even a hook. It ain't a scoop shot. It's a mixture of both. It's ugly as hell. But don't nobody be expect when he get the ball down there and there's a bigger dude on him. They expecting him to pass the ball back out. And next thing you know, he just threw that ugly ass shot up and it goes in. He's effective, but he's not a better player than a Kogi, bro.
He gonna hit that, bro. Yeah, Jay Sean Tate gonna hit that, and he can push.
Yeah, and your offense is in a bad way if you depended on him to make them type of shots for you.
Okay, let me ask you this. Tell me Jay Sean Tate didn't throw 2 of the best alleys of the whole year on our team last year.
He didn't throw 2 of the best alleys on our team. Do you forget that Armin and Jalen was throwing alleys to each other?
That's true, but the one,
Do you remember the alley that I think it was Armin threw, or maybe it was Fred to Jalen where he caught the ball in front of the rim and dunked it over his head?
said,
Never, man, come on. The one that Armin threw to Jalen, and Jalen full extension, one hand caught it almost behind the rim and dunked it.
that was nasty. But the one that Jay Sean threw to Armin was nasty too. You gotta give him that. You
I
gotta
don't
give
even
him.
remember.
Oh,
I don't
man,
even remember.
Alice of the
The
year.
ones I remember came from Jalen and from LP to
Yeah.
Armin. Them the ones I remember, and I remember the ones from Fred and Armin to Jalen.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't know. I had to wait to see that one. I don't really believe he gonna take. I don't know if he gonna get Jay Sean minute, but if he do, if he better than Jay Sean Tate, I know it's people who just don't like Jay Sean Tate. You know what I mean? It's been people calling him Bay Sean and all kind of stuff I hear in these streets. You know what I mean? But I like Jay Sean Tate. I think his energy changes the game when he come on the floor. When Jay Sean Tate get on the floor, the whole energy of the team goes up. He got that. Hey, like if you
See,
play the game,
a lot of y'all, I hear y'all talk, and you know what I hear?
what you
I hear y'all grandmama saying, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, baby, don't say nothing at all. And so y'all are so giving. Y'all are so, effusive in the praise of this bum. I'm sorry. He is the least talented player on our entire roster, and it's been that way for maybe a couple of years. I
nah,
don't think he's more talented than even Ty Washington was, and he ain't even last on our team.
child play.
Josh Christopher was far more talented.
Child play.
Garuba was far more talented. Like, bro, he
Oh,
has been the least talented player
playing
on
that.
our roster for a long time, but he played overseas for a couple of years. And so compared to rookies, he was better defensively.
You playing people faces too much, bro. You know for a fact, dog, that Jay Sean. Okay, let me ask you this: if Jay Sean Tate played more minutes, bro, you don't think? I mean, if he was legit taller than what, if he, if, what the problem with Jay Sean is the same thing to me. The problem with a Kobe, he don't have the skill set to play the position that he's supposed to play. But if everything else was around for Jay Sean in order to play the position the way that he played, he'd be all right if he had more minutes. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5". They say 6'5". I don't believe he's 6'5". I think he's
He
like
ain't 6'5".
right. But neither was Charles Barkley. You know what I mean?
How
neither,
dare you bite your goddamn tongue, EF? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Charles
And
Barkley.
everybody listening know you. Come on, man, you being disrespectful. Anyway, um, listen, I'd almost agree with you. See, my issue is that oh boy, Silas was putting in this dude at the power forward and the center position at 6'3",
Right.
maybe 6'4". You know what I'm saying? And was having him on the court trying to guard these bigger dudes. He's not James Harden in that way. He wasn't guarding the best scorers on the opposing team, especially like point guards. Because if he had to guard Kyrie, if he had to guard Shea, like if he had to guard a lot of these scoring guards, they eat his lunch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's not good enough to guard the best guards. He ain't big enough or strong enough or good enough to guard, bigger players. He's just not that talented, bro. And for some reason, the Rockets signed him right when we was doing our rebuild. The same year James Harden left, he was on the team.
Because this is the thing.
And they won't let this bum leave, bro.
Because bro, y'all underrating this dude overall skill set, man. The dude,
What damn skill? What's his skill set, yeah?
the dude can handle the ball. The dude can pass.
Barely.
The
He
dude
can't pass.
he can pass. He's a decent passer. Not I'm not saying he's great, but he's a decent passer. Come on, man, get a dude some credit. He don't turn the ball over a lot,
Yeah,
and
because he don't got the ball a lot.
he's,
They bet not put the ball in his hand.
he's
Go
efficient.
ahead.
He's efficient around the rim, bro. Let me tell you the point is that I don't care how you look at it, how you skin it. If you got scores on the floor, let's say you got shooters on the floor. All right, let me tell you what my argument was. I had this argument before. We was talking about getting Jalen Brown. I said if we got Jalen Brown, we might would be okay because to me, Jay Sean Tate can do anything Marcus Smart can do.
No, he can't.
Jay Sean Tate,
Marcus Smart has proven that he can defend elite guards in the NBA.
so can Jay Sean Tate.
No, he hasn't. We have not seen Jason Tate guard elite guards. That's why I say they was using him the wrong way. Now, uh,
Jay
Ma
Sean, is a, Jay Sean
Ma
Tate,
has moved away from him guarding bigs, where he's been guarding some guards. But when we had to go up against Kyrie and Luca, I ain't see Jason Tate on either one of them,
because
slowing them down.
we had other people to do it, but he
That
if
that's my point.
and he didn't want to have no shooting out on the floor. The problem with Jay Sean Tate is you can't put him on the floor because we don't have nobody else to shoot. If you put Jay Sean Tate on the floor and you take out who you taking off, what shooter are you taking off the floor to put Jay Sean Tate on? That's the problem. But if you got shooters on the floor, then he must have fell off. If you got shooters on the floor, then obviously Jay Sean Tate becomes a better player when you don't need to have a shooter in that position, which is the same situation we're going to have with Okogie, which is the same, similar to what we have with Amon Thompson, and it's basically what we're looking at overall. Oh my days! Oh my days! Buckmore, you serious? You think Reed Shepard getting traded too? There's no way you think Reed Shepard. Hold on, let me close this because you about to you this blows me. I can't believe you even had the audacity. Buck Shepard, you cannot really think Reed Shepard is about to get traded, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Why do you think Reed Shepard getting traded? Why do you think Reed Shepard finna get traded? And for what reason would you trade Reed Shepard? And then if you trade Reed Shepard, who's your other guard? What you gonna do when you trade Reed? This I don't know about that. I do believe we gave Tate his contract because it was a tradable contract. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, but nah, I can't say. Here's the problem I got with this. Reed Shepard is a coachable player. He's a good defender. He plays hard, and he can shoot. His problem is he's not fast. I mean, that's literally his only flaw. If you really look at it overall, his only Reed Shepard's only flaw is that he don't have foot speed, and he got some short arms. He got them little Ricky Waters. He got them little Ricky Water arms. But other than Reed Shepard not being fast and not having the foot speed to keep up with guards or get by guards or create separation, why wouldn't Ime want Reed Shepard? Now the Jay Sean Tate trade, I've been waiting on that for years. Don't get me wrong, I like Jay Sean Tate, but see that's gonna be a problem. I mean, I like Jay Sean Tate, but Jay Sean Tate's contract was structured so we can trade him. His contract was structured so we can trade him. Now, one thing for sure. Hey, one thing I know, two things for certain, three things for sure. You see what I'm saying? One thing I know, two things for certain, three things for sure. Ime definitely don't like playing young players. That's 100% fact. That's 100% fact.
Don't be alarmed, Renee.
If they trade him, that would be the reason why they trade him. Now you might not have never said nothing realer than that right there. But that's these old kind of drill sergeant coaches, man. These old drill sergeant type coaches that come from that 1980, 1990s type mindset. Greg Popovich, Jeff Van Gundy's, you know, they all kind of got this. I like veterans. Everybody like veterans, but you can't win without veterans on your team, bro. You're not gonna win no championship with no bunch of old heads on your team out there just barely making it. You know what I mean? You good? You good? Okay, boom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I'll be on. I'll probably still be here when you get out, bro. Ain't no telling. But yeah, no, you can't really make it with no bunch of old heads trying to play with a bunch of veterans because think about it. You hit your prime, you hit your prime around 28. Then you're a step slower by the time you get to 33. You start to lose your like here's the thing. You're your best athletically before you hit your prime. This is how basketball works. You're your fastest, you can jump your highest before you hit your prime. That's 24, 25, 26, 27. You boingy, bouncy, you springy, you spry. Then you get around 27, you slow down a tick, your mind slow down a tick, you get a little bit smarter, but you start to lose a step. But you and now you in your bag. You 28, 29, 30, 31. Boom. Guess what? By the time you a legit veteran, by the time you 20, by the time you 28, 29, to where somebody would call you a veteran. First of all, you only been there for 5, 6 years. If you came out of college at 24, you only been there for 4 years. So you're really not a veteran. You the same amount of years in the league as Alfred Shangon. Is Alfred Shangon a veteran? I don't know if you call Alfred Shangon a veteran right now. But to me, LP is still a young player at 4 years. But if you have seasoned players that's been there, been around, it's just that by the time you get to 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years in the league, you start to lose a step and lose some athleticism. And, you know, then you can't win with guys that's slower, can't jump as high because you're getting ran out the gym. Now you're getting ran out the gym. You trying to throw the ball up. You throwing the ball to a dude who down there running down there by himself. You got a problem getting back on your rebounds. You got two dudes down here scoring by themselves. Guess what? They gonna shoot the ball. You're not gonna get the offensive rebound. You know what I mean? And so right, right, 6, 7 years at your peak, maybe. He say 26, I say 28. You know what I mean? No, I don't think you're in your prime. I don't think you're in your prime around 26 because most you got to think about it. People was coming out of college at 23, 24. If you stay in college for 4 years, you coming out of college at 24. How you gonna be in your prime at 26, King? That's insane. Didn't Shane Battier stay in college till he was 20? I mean, like players who 4-year players, they come out of college 4 years, they in the league 3, 4 years before you even adapt to the league. You adapt to the league 3, 4 years, and then you just getting to where you want to be. You just getting to where you want to be. By the time you get to where you want to be, then you start to enter your prime because now you got caught up to everybody else. Now you learning the system. Now you kind of getting strong enough to battle back. It's gonna take you 4 years to get there. So you
Yeah,
come up. What's up,
you go to college at 18, bro. 17, 18 years old.
bro?
Most dudes ain't staying no ain't staying in college for 4 years no more, fam. And even those that do, when they did stay 4 years, you coming out of college at 21, 22 years old.
Bro, that's 20,
You are
22.
you are advanced. You are advanced, especially in today's NBA. If you stay 4 years, number one, they think it's an issue with you, but mentally, you're more advanced than the dudes that's one and done. They gives you 4 years in the NBA to get your strength together, to learn the speed of the game, all that type of thing. So that's why I say at 26, they are entering their prime. That's their prime year window at 26 years old.
Maybe,
And you
maybe,
have
maybe.
that from 26 to 32. Those are your peak years in the NBA. Because once you hit 32, that's when you're starting your decline. You're gonna start declining.
And
You're
see,
slower. You know what I'm saying? You start getting more injuries, that type of thing. But
I'm
yeah,
more.
26, bro.
I'm more aligned. I'm more aligned with me and Buck more. Me and Buck more in the same vein with ours. 27, 28. You know what I mean? So I say 28. You say 26. Buck say 27. Let's say 27. Let's say 27 to 32. That's 5 years. That's 5 years. At the end of the day, how old is Jay Sean Tate?
Jay Sean Tate about 37, something like that.
To hell. That ain't no 30.
I thought he was 37 when we drafted him as a rookie. He had already been overseas for a number of years.
Come on, bro.
I don't know how old he is. I know he ain't 37, but
Josh Okogie is 26 right now. Okay.
right, and so he's entering his prime years. I don't necessarily have an issue with 27, but if you telling me that a dude played 1 or 2 years in college, you enter college at 18, so you enter the NBA at 20. You telling me it take you 8 years before you enter your prime? Yeah, you in the NBA for 8 years before you get to your prime.
I'm saying if it's gonna take you at least 7 years, 6 or 7 years, bro. It's gonna take you 3 to 4 years. Like I said, Alper Sengun been in the league 4 years right now. Do you think Alper Sengun is in his prime right now?
Is he in his? No, I don't think he in his prime right now. But again, he's only 23.
Okay,
You mean to
okay.
tell me that it's gonna take him another 5 years to end his prime?
Nah, I'm not saying it's gonna take him.
All right then. So
Nah, by the way.
it kind of kills your argument, bro.
But nah,
I'm saying in 3 years, LP is gonna be the best that he's gonna be in 3 years. Within a 3 year window, He's gonna be the very best player that he can be, and I think he's gonna be able to play at that level for about 6 years
So okay, so how old
if
is
if
LP
if
right
he
now?
stay healthy.
How old is LP?
23.
LP 23. Okay. First of all, LP hit the league at 18. That's one.
That's
Two,
my point. I was telling you though.
yeah. But two, guess what? No, real spill. Let me I'm gonna keep it a bean. LP, it might it, look, if he 23, he probably it's probably gonna take him another 4 or 5 years to hit his prime.
Oh my god. But did
Because
he damn sure don't need to be in Houston.
in his prime, wow, he good right now.
Because bro, that's right. He's good right now.
Or
If it takes him another 4 to 5 years to hit his prime, he don't need to be in Houston that long before
what?
you hit your prime.
No,
I'm sorry.
hitting your prime don't mean that hitting your prime. I mean, like you said, like hit your prime, like 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 busting one or something. That's not the end of it, dog. Hitting your
It's not the end. It's not the end, but again, that's
hit,
when you are at your peak. That's when you are the best, the very best player that you can be. The Rockets do not have 5 years to wait to LP to reach his max potential.
listen.
They don't. They can't wait around for another 5 years for him to reach his max potential. We all see that he has a certain level that we believe he could hit, which is being a legitimate bona fide top three to top five center in the NBA.
Bam, bam.
We don't have 5 years to wait for him to get there.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this.
But I
Let's
gotta go hit this clock, man. I just
uh,
had to come y'all tripping, y'all bugging right now.
no.
28, that's old. That's old to just be hitting your prime, fam.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this 2K style. If you come in and you were 80, let's say you're 76, because that's usually that's good. That's a great rookie. You come in, you're 76, and between years, whatever year you in, let's say you're 18 years old, and by the time you get to 28, that's 10 years, bro. That's 10 years. And if by the time you hit 10 years, if you went up to your max at 10 years, and your max is let's say you're a 95, right? You still went to a 95 at the same amount in that 10-year span. Now, just because it took you 10 years to get to that 95, don't mean that your 76 to an 80 is not good, or your 76 to an 86 not good. You started at a 76, bro. If it took you 3 years to get to an 80, and let's say right now, LP, let's say for example, I'm just rounding up. LP came in at a 76. Let's say right now he at 84. That's a big jump in 4 years. That's a huge jump in 4 years. Let's say 2 years from now, 2 years from now, yeah, let's say here 89.
His
Okay.
ass gotta go. All right, man. I'm listening, bro. I'm gonna be listening, fam.
Yeah, yeah. 2 years from now, let's say he at 89. Then he go up from there. He at 91, 92. His 3 points not going up. It might go up a little bit. What I'm saying is you get to a point to where you are 91, 92, 92, 93, 93, 94. And then by years down the line, 10 years from now, you are 95. That's your peak. That's your prime. You stay in your prime, you go 95, 96, 96, 97, 97. You kind of teeter around 97. Might not never get to a 99, might not never get to a 97. You might just stay in a 95 bracket. And then you start to go back down from 95 to 94, 94 to 93, 93, 91, 91 to 89. And then you start to go back down until you win your way out the game. You see what I'm saying? Jalen Green is nowhere near his prime, same age. Exactly. Nowhere near his prime. Nowhere near his prime. Same age. And thing about Jalen Green, but here's the thing about Jalen Green's prime. His prime might not be ranked, the rating might not be as high as Alpha Shangoon. And I think that's where we looking at it and saying, the prime, the age that you reach that peak might be around 28, but how high is that rating? How high rating are you at your prime? and how high rated are you now? You know, it's times where you think Jalen Green might be you know, his rating might be up somewhere. Alpha Shangoon, he was an all-star this year, so I wonder what his rating is on like a 2K or something like that. What is his rating? And how long would it take him to get his prime? His prime just mean that this is when you at your max, and you're gonna fluctuate. You're not gonna be at your peak right when you hit your prime. You might hit your prime and then keep going up. You might hit your prime and then teeter at one level, you know. But Jason Tate is 29, Josh Okogie 26. Jason Tate is in his prime. Josh Okogie is probably a year or two from being in his prime. So my point being this, Josh Okogie can really actually improve. Jason Tate is almost at his peak. We've been seeing everything we're gonna see from him. If Josh Okogie got better, we would be like, okay, he got some years to maintain that level. If Jason Tate develop a three-pointer right now, what happens with Jason Tate is, hey, you a 3 and D. That's as good as you're gonna be as a 3 and D. And your prime is only 2 years. But if Josh Okogie develop three right now, we're gonna be looking at it and saying, hey, he got from now, you know, he's not even in his prime yet. He's not even in his prime yet. So if he develop a three, and then next year, like you said, Buck, which is why I kind of can see 27, but I think 26 is way too young to be in your prime. I mean, even as a man of my age, I cannot imagine being in my prime at 26. Bro, bro, hold on, King. I'm gonna ask you this. I don't know how old you is. I don't need you to put it out there like that. But you try to tell me you was in your prime at 26, bro? You was in your prime. The prime of your years happened at 26. Nah, Brody. I can't accept I can't accept that, bro. I can't accept that. I can't accept that. I mean, because the prime of my years is probably that's what it is. Just keep it a bean. 28 to 33. I can tell you right off the bat, my prime years was 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, all that, all that was popping for me. Now you might say, man, my best years was, back when Screw was in the deck. That's your best years, bro. That's nostalgia you talking about. I'm talking about when you say when was your prime years? When was things starting to click and jumping off and everything was right, everything was popping like it's supposed to, everything working right, knees ain't hurting, none of that. You ain't got none of that going on. You still can go bust a young dude tail on the basketball court, grown man strength kicking in and all that. That's your prime. That's your prime. You ain't developing nothing new at well. You can say that, but um, you look at players like Jason Kidd who might be proving you wrong, bro. Players like Jason Kidd all of a sudden became 40%, 42% three-point shooter, and he was a little bit past his prime when he did that. You know, all that being said, you know what I mean? I don't think Josh Okogie is taking too many minutes from Tate. He might. And since he's younger, it, matter of fact, let me go back to this. I'm gonna go back to this on your doggy's bottle because I keep receipts. I keep receipts on you. Hey, if we going based off of this alone, and I said, do I expect Ime to play Josh Okogie over Jay Sean Tate? I can pull up this right here and say, I don't know. I don't know. They're the same player. I got a little bit more trust in Jay Sean than I do Okogie. He probably going with Tate. Kogi might be in the G League. Josh Kogi might be in the G League, bro. They're gonna have that boy back in Nigeria, man. Good thing about it though, he'll be out there chilling with Toby and Gungwe. He might make a song with that boy Toby and Gungwe. But as far as far as playing over Jay Sean Tate, I don't know about that. A million more. How long do we keep Fred Van Vliet before we make a move? How long do we keep Fred before we make a move, man? Hey, look, that's a good question. That's a good question. Chat. What y'all think? How long we keep Fred Van Vliet before we make a move? I'm gonna go with and to a man as you pull up. If you want to come up and get a takeoff, man, I think the link is in the chat. I'll drop it for you. If you feel like you want to come up, feel free to come up and get your takeoff, man. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my house, man. This is Houston Rockets Red Alert channel. So we want you to feel free to do whatever your heart leads you to do. So check this out. I don't know about I don't know about how long we're gonna keep. Me myself personally. I'm Bucks say Bucks say trade deadline. I myself personally, golly, man. As long as he keep taking less money, or unless somebody better comes available. I mean, obviously, if the right trade piece comes available, and I mean when I say the right trade piece, I mean a point guard that can handle the ball and pass the ball, play a little defense. He don't have to be able to shoot. Um, play some defense, and you know, and we need to make a move because really, to be honest, I think let's say like just like I say for example, let's say for example, Giannis was on the move. Then I don't think it matters who's at our point guard at that point. I don't think it matters who plays point guard for us if you got Giannis and Kevin Durant. I know that sounds like a far stretch because whenever people say that, and then you get on a team, like they were probably saying that when they went to Phoenix, when everybody got together and went to Phoenix, and they were like Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant, who gonna be the point guard? It don't matter. You got Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. Man, it don't need no point guard. And I'm kind of sounding the same way. And I'm saying if you got Giannis and KD, it don't matter who your point guard, but it's different because I feel like Giannis can play point guard and I feel like Kevin can play point guard. Problem is do we have a coach that can play without a Fred Van Vliet to cover his, I want to say lack of ingenuity, is for lack of better terms, um, innovation, you know, kind of, you know, I believe that there, but I'm glad you said that. I'm finna get to that right now. Um, me and more. I'm finna get to your next comment right now because it's gonna be a good one. I think there is let's say a depleted, um, a depleted supply of creative substance as it pertains to the um, the Ime experiment as far as offense goes, for lack of better words. But we do have Ime Thompson to take some of the pressure off of him scoring, but it don't help with the ball handling and decision making. It don't help with the ball handling and decision making, and that is our bigger problem. That is our bigger problem. The biggest thing we have to worry about, I think, this year is not even, you know, how good is a Kogi with Kogi and Jay Sean Tate, which one of my reasons for even bringing up Tate being a better ball handler than the Kogi was because I'm still looking at it and saying Amin is not a great ball handler. Amin is not a great ball handler. He got speed and he can run past people. He can jump over people and he might can bully people and a damn good jujitsu, damn good jujitsu fighter. I believe he would be. You know, he got a little bit of that in him, but um, I don't know if ball handling is his strong suit. I watched the I don't know if y'all saw the. Let me know let me know if y'all saw the him versus Davion Mitchell workout. I will pull that up. I don't think I don't I don't know if I get a strike for it. I will pull that up and we can watch that and tell me if y'all want me to pull up that him and Davion Mitchell little workout that they had going, and we can watch that and critique that if y'all want to. Um, but I watched that joint between him and Davion Mitchell, but deal with the Fred Van Vliet a little bit. I think one of the problems with Fred Van Vliet is okay. Yeah, by 26:35, okay. Hey, yeah, to 20, like I say, hey, by 27, by 20, yeah, by 26. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say 20 by 26, yeah. By definitely around that age. You by right. But I was in my prime at by 28. By 28, it was popping. By 28, it was popping. I mean 20, 25, 26, 27, but 26, 27, okay, boom, I'm getting started. But when I hit 28, all hell broke loose. All hell tell the captain right then, Jack. um 20, 16, 17, and 5, 16, 7, and 5. Is that what you expect Almond to average this year? But is that what you expect Almond to average this year? 16, 7, and 5? I got him somewhere around that too. I don't know if you heard my other thing. Okay. I don't know if you heard my other thing. I got him somewhere around there too. And I'll let you know that mine was something like what I had him at. Well, I had him pretty close to what you got. I think I said he was 13 last year, so I think I had him at 17. I had him at 17, 10. I definitely got him at 10 rebounds. I had him at 17, 10, and 5. 2 and 2. 17, 10, 5, 2 and 2. Right? And I said, if Armin was to go up to, if Armin was to actually make it to 20, 10, 5, 2 and 2, he would be the first guard to ever average that. If Armin is the first guard to average 20, 10, 2 and 2 in his was this his third year, right? Or yeah, this is his third year because Victor won the first year. Nobody did nothing last year. And then this would be Armin's third year. So if Armin does 20, 10, 2 and 2 in his third year, do you think that's like start to talk about him as a possible Hall of Famer? Do you think like if he does something that sets a record in the NBA in his third year, do you think people will start saying he might be not he is a Hall of Famer, but like he's projected to be a Hall of Famer? I don't know. That's kind of what I think. I kind of think that's reaching Hall of Fame territory. That's almost like Russell Westbrook hitting a triple double the first time. Because if he averages 20 points and 10 rebounds in his third year and he gets 2 steals and 2 blocks a year, no guard has ever done that. No guard has ever done that. I think that'd be crazy. I think that'd be crazy. But King say 8, 18, 8, 6, 2 steals and 1 block. Well, he averaged 1 point something last year. He averaged 2 steals and like 1 point something high, 1 point something high last year in blocks. I want to say 1.4, 1.4, 1.5. You know what I mean? So it was something where it's like if he got a fingernail, and I never understood the averages on that. Like, go ahead and you know bump that up. If it's anything, bro, if it's anything over, just like I was saying last time, if I got a grape and I got 2.2 of another grape, I still got to put my hand in my mouth twice to eat it. You know what I mean? If I got one pizza and I got point 0.2 of another pizza, I still got to put my hand to my mouth 2 times to get all the food in my mouth. So it should be two. It shouldn't be one. It can't. You know what I mean? In essence, that's how I feel about it. I guess for a number of reasons you got to do it like that, but nah, I think it's two. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I watched the joint. I watched the joint, and I seen first of all locking down Davion Mitchell was like he was holding back. He was literally holding back so the dude could practice. You know what I mean? Like Armin was like, okay, they do the little workout. You're gonna cross, and then do the step back in the corner three how many times? He'll do it, then Armin to go do it. Boom, boom. Now, obviously, you know, he do the step back, boom, boom, crossover, then step back to the corner three. Armin just kind of stand there and just let him get it off. And then he do it again. Armin stand there and let him get off. He do it again, then Armin go ahead and block it. Like okay, you know, let you practice a couple times and then let me practice my defense to see what I can and can't do. So it was kind of like that. It was times where Armin would be like, okay, I'm gonna let him do his thing, and then there was times where like, okay, boom, let me go ahead and block it. Let me go ahead and play defense for real. And it was kind of similar to that on Davian Mitchell's side as far as Armin dribbling the ball. It would be like boom, 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 Armin getting to his stuff, and then when Davian Mitchell really wanted to press him, it was like, okay, let me go ahead and put my hands on the ball and steal the ball from him because the dude he ain't really dribbling like that. Let me go ahead and pester him and put my hands on it. And that was something that I think is a little bit problematic. For people who, like me, think that Armin can really jump up to like 20 points a game, oh, it might not be as good as I think. It might not be as good as I think. I think one of the things is he got to improve this year. He got to improve this year because this is an impact year for Armin. This is an impact year for Armin. You think he's going to get the most improved player this year? If he gets the most improved player this year, I'm gonna make this prediction. If Armin Thompson gets the most improved player this year, he'll win Defensive Player of the Year. Book it, book it, book it, book this. If Armin wins one award this year, he'll win two. Now look, this uncut. You know what I mean? I ain't whipped this. I ain't kicked this. I ain't, what I'm saying? I ain't step on it or nothing. This just uncut. I'm giving it to you straight out the route. If Armin wins Defensive Player of the Year, he probably get most improved. If he win most improved, he gonna get defensive player. That's a fact. Because he's not gonna win one with I mean, he could win defensive player of the year or most improved, but he's definitely not gonna win most improved without his defense being the reason why. Oh my day. So it's safe to say that Armin being a impact player for the Houston Rockets this year is gonna be an integral part of the Houston Rockets offense and defense. I mean, the organization overall is dependent on Armin Thompson to make strides in order to help Kevin Durant. Okay, this is going to be important for our up and coming star. I think we got a lot banking on it with Armin Thompson. We have hedged our bets in the favor of the Houston Rockets based off of the fact that we believe in Armin Thompson. Also, that we believe in Reed Shepard, which I don't understand. When you said that Reed Shepard gonna get traded this year, it's kind of hard for me to believe. But we did push the chips in on Reed. We pushed chips in, and we expect that Reed is gonna be an impact player. We think that Reed is gonna be able to, you know, contribute. He's gonna be able to contribute. in a way that affects winning. He's gonna be a force multiplier in some shape, form, or fashion. Hopefully, from behind the arc. Let me tell you what needs to happen. What needs to happen is I get if you think, and because I did, I said, you know what, Armin is gonna get that mid range and just he's gonna murder that mid range jumper. He's gonna murder that mid range jumper. He's gonna really dial in on his form and focus on them corner shots, and he's gonna be, he's gonna be effective from those positions this year. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's see. Because he's working on it. He's definitely working on it. But is he really capable of doing it? Is he capable of doing it? Is he built like that? You know that people say like, you know, players who come in and they realize they got a problem and they fix it. Some guys can do that, some guys just can't do it. Some guys' hands ain't built like that. Some guys' body ain't shaped like that. You know what I'm saying? You just can't get your body to do what it's supposed to do in order for you to make them shots. Is Armin one of them kind of guys? Like, because you would think, let me tell you, if y'all remember like Russell Westbrook when he first went to OKC, it was like, I remember feeling like, man, this dude mid-range game is Jordan-esque. I remember watching Russell Westbrook and be like, man, this dude here rising above people and shooting that mid-range jumper. If that become consistent, nobody can stop this dude. And it seemed like for a while, this dude was a mid-range killer. It just felt like that because he was just pulling up and shooting over people. And then it seemed like the more he shot, the more we realized that the dude really couldn't shoot. And he never got better at it. He never got better. He stayed the same through his whole entire career. Russell Westbrook has been the exact same shooter his whole entire career. How does that happen? How does that happen? You know, like how do you take a job and you know, you get your job at McDonald's. Hey, this dude is a nice burger flipper, you know, and just he flip burgers well. And then you see it and you're like, oh, they all right. They just they're not perfect. You know what I mean? They're a little charred on, not charred, but they're a little overseared on one side. You know what I mean? And then like you there for like 10 years and you don't get better at all. How do you do that? How do you do that? And then you put the money on top of it and be like, man, you just making buku money. And I understand you pay for your workouts, you pay for your trainers and this, that, and the third. But if you're paying for all that, like how much are you paying for somebody to point your hand, man? Look, point my hand like where it need to go. Give me a robot. I got million dollars. Get me a robot that I can practice how show me how my and they got all the stuff that they was talking about. Remember when Reed Shepard came in playing off athleticism, 100%. 100%. Remember when Reed Shepard was coming in, they were talking about the new facilities and how the new facilities show you, you know, how many steps you take and how your form look and what angles the ball going in and what you need to do to make the angle of the ball do this and that. And Reed Shepard was like, oh yeah, I did this at Kentucky. I know what timing, how much time the ball leave from my hand and get to the rim and all this and that stuff that they was doing. I was like, man, that's high tech stuff. You got millions of dollars and you got this kind of facility. You got to be able to shoot the daggone ball, bro. You got to be able to shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? You Kobe, he hit the little fadeaway last year. He was like, man, I feel like Kobe. I was like, yes, that's what I want to hear. I want you to feel like Kobe. I want you to get that in your head that you Kobe. Go back to when you was young. Go back to when you was young, when every time you shot the ball, you called out somebody's name. Reggie, Curry, Kobe. Do that. Hey, speaking of that, I was watching some bubble championship stuff, and when Anthony Davis, when he hit that three and he said Kobe name, I wonder how LeBron felt. You know, these are things I think about when I'm alone in my room. Like, did LeBron look at that and was like, you know, oh shoot, he said Kobe. He ain't say Bron. He ain't say Jordan. he, he said Kobe. Okay. You know, he ain't say Ray Allen. He ain't say nobody. He said Kobe. Okay. So Kobe, your idol, even though I'm on the team with you. I wonder how that make LeBron feel. It's just a question. But I mean, I hope I don't know what Thompson got to do to be a better shooter. But I seen the thing and I saw some horrible shots. That's all I mean, he shot some air balls. He shot some air balls, bro. And I mean everybody shoot air balls. Everybody shoot air balls. But I'm saying if y'all haven't seen him work out and you like me, because I hadn't seen him work out since last year. And the last thing I seen him doing was balling out of control in the playoff, trying to ball out of control in the playoff anyway. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, from where he left off to where he should be now, we good. And then you go back and then you watch him play now, and it's like, dang, that was only like 2 months ago. How much better can he be? From what I'm saying? Well, he probably is a lot better, but how much better is he from 6 months ago? How much better is he from 7 months ago? Because we know he wasn't a great shooter 7 months ago, and he wasn't a great shooter 2 months ago. So now here we is, you know, what, 3 months from the playoff, 2 months from the playoff now, he's still the same. Still the same. Still shooting that ball. So this year, okay, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one. Now that I'm gonna go check out. That I'm gonna go check. I didn't see that. I need to stay up on that. People be telling me, you know, one of my people who view my channel, they were like, you gotta stay up on all the rocket stuff. And I'd be like, I be up on that. You know what I mean? I'm up on that. I stay up on the Rockets. I stay up on the Rockets like I eat, sleep, like I feel like I play for the Rockets. You know what I mean? I've been watching this since I was 5, 6 years old. You know what I mean? I could probably be in the organization. You know what I mean? If I had the patience and you know the patience had me, put it like that. But now I would like I'm definitely gonna go check that out. I might pull it up if I stay on here for a little while longer. I might pull up that shooting. Shoot, how long is it? How long is that shooting video? I might could check out some of that right now. But let me see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look for it. Check this out. Either way it go, what we know for a fact is the boy he got to get his shot together, man. He got to get his shot together. And I don't know what it takes because I've never had a shooting coach. I had a guy who was a ice water shooter, teach me how to shoot when I was younger. And let's see, let's see. And all he told me was the same thing that I read in encyclopedia. He said, put your feet in the position they're supposed to be in. And then I did. He said that might be a little too far, if that's comfortable for you. But he said I do like that. Boom, boom, boom. He showed me how to put his feet. Which I like mine a little. I like my base kind of solid. I like my base kind of solid. I ain't gonna lie. My feet might be spread a little bit, but that's kind of comfortable for me. Yeah. Drop your shoulder down. Keep your toe straight. Line your toe and your knee supposed to automatically line up. That's because they're together. But if your toe pointed in, which if you watch some of these players when they shoot, they don't even point their foot towards the rim. They be having their foot the other way, sideways sometimes. So if your toe pointed in or pointed out, that can mess with you. Point your toe, line your knee up with that, drop your shoulder. If you drop your shoulder, your elbow will line up inside of your hip almost, and you can line it up with your knee. and then you line up your elbow, and then your elbow and your shoulder line up together. So when you raise up, all that come up straight. And if you hold that straight when you follow through, it might go out a little bit, but it still should be lined up with your knee. And then you gooseneck it, spread your wrist, snap your fingers, you know, snap your wrist, spread your fingers, snap your wrist, follow through. Yeah, yeah. Um, so I just practiced that from. I mean, I literally practiced that every day for hours, even without the ball. Even last time I went and played ball, this is literally the truth. The last time I went and played ball, I hadn't played in a long time. I grabbed the ball was flat. I went as far back as I think I could shoot the ball, and I just shot my regular form, and the ball went in. I just shot my regular form the way I know how to shoot, and then the ball went in. Something like that. It wasn't even, it's just like, okay, boom. And then I was almost like, I don't want to shoot no more because if anybody looking, I don't want to miss now because now they think I'm ice cold. They think I'm Curry, and I don't want to lose my reputation. But just shoot my form, and my form works. Uh oh. It's 22 minutes. I'm not gonna pull up the whole 22 minutes, but let me see if I can get over here and look at this right here. So tell me what y'all think, man. Tell me what y'all think. It's 20 minutes. I see him working on this form. It is 20 minutes. But check. Tell me what y'all think. If y'all coming in, man, people who coming in, hey, don't forget. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. You know, I have, okay, for those of y'all who don't know, I do have debates. This this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. So y'all can check this out. What I'm having is I'm having debates, real live debates, not just people, everybody get on here and argue all at once. I'm cool with that. I like that. That's fun to me. That's fun to me. But I want to do something different. I want to have something to where we have actual debates on actual topics where people can come on and show their debate skills, where you can show your expertise or knowledge about something. So this is something to where people can come out and showcase their own knowledge about a topic and voice their opinion and be the final say in something. Be the determining factor on the narrative or the story or what's actually being said about the Houston Rockets. Something I learned is you the expert if the people around you say that you the expert. You understand what I'm saying? If the people around you believe you're an expert, if they feel like you're the expert, then you're the expert. Why is that important? Because if you bring your information and you can convince somebody on this platform that your information is better than the next person that you debated against information, you just prove your expertise. And we can draw the line in the sand on some of these topics. Who is the most underrated rocket of all time? Who is the most overrated rocket of all time? You know, those two are the topics I have. I also got one that I think is going to be a fire debate. I haven't figured out exactly who's going to debate it yet, but the topic is has James, or should I say, has James Harden done enough to be the clear cut choice for the number two all time Rocket? Do you think James Harden has done enough to be the clear cut choice for the second best Rocket player ever? Ever. Ever. Number two, James Harden. If you want to debate that topic, if you think he has, if you say, you know what, James Harden is the second best Rocket player ever, boom, cool. If you say I don't think he's the second best rocket player ever. I think it's XYZ. Or if you say, you know what, James Harden has done so much, he's the first best rocket player ever. He's done he's done enough to where he shouldn't be the second. He should be the first. Debate it. Debate it. It's gonna be 2 minutes, 2 minute rounds, or do I have 3 minutes rounds? It's gonna be 3 minute rounds. 3 minutes you go, 3 minute he go, 3 minute you go rebuttal, 3 minute he go rebuttal, and then we have closing remarks that'll be like 2 minutes. And then we'll let the chat come in and say, hey, I like his argument. I like his argument. We think this, we think that. And then this is what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to get some prizes together. I got some things I'm working on. I'm trying to get some prizes together. I'm gonna try to give out prizes. What I want to do is a tournament, and for the tournament, it's gonna be dope prize. It's gonna be a dope prize. Whoever win the tournament, maybe the top two will get prizes. Maybe one to get cash and one to get the other prize. I think the other prize might be better than the amount of cash. It depends on how it all pans out, but it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Hey, listen. If anybody want to debate these topics, King, let me tell you what. Because what scholar said that I think he said that James Harden is clearly the number two rocket ever. Um, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. If nobody wants to debate this topic, I might take the debate. I might take the debate. If nobody wants to if nobody says James is better than two or worse than two, I might go ahead and set it off and take this debate against anybody. Against anybody. You are dialysis. Anybody can get smoked. Now don't get me wrong. I'm cool when we up here talking, when we chopping it up, we can chop it up, we can chop it up. But if y'all want to debate, if somebody wants smoke, anybody can get smoked, bro. Anybody can get smoked. You understand what I'm saying? It, for me, this is just like going to a street corner in any hood. If you go to any gas station in any hood, anybody can get smoked. That's how we live when it comes to this debate. Like, hey, look, you trying to get me to tip my hand. So see, I'm not gonna tip my hand, bro. I'm not gonna tip my hand because if I come in, I'm coming in hot. If I have to take the debate and if I say he ain't done enough to be number two, he ain't done enough to be the clear cut number two anyway, then hey. And then he said, look, clearly number two. He said clearly number two. Buck said, yeah, James number two. He said clearly number two. King, do you want to book this debate right now, man? I'm gonna let you finish your job. I ain't I ain't gonna get you. I mean, you know, what I mean, we can set it out, bro. What I'm saying, what I'm saying, we have been keeping it popping. That last stream we did with fire, we can't set it off with the debate and and go ahead and set it up so we can represent for the red alert, man, because we're gonna stay lit. Hey, look, speaking of this right here, you know what I mean? That's why I S with you, King. Look, I'm gonna tell you something about you, man. Me and you, we similar, man. We similar. We fans of the same two teams. And I believe, let me ask you this. Where do you rank that movie on your list? Where do you rank that movie on your list? Yeah. Where is that ranked to you? What about you, Buck? What do you rank Tombstone on your list? On your list of movies? How high or how low is Tombstone on your list of movies? I am too. I am too. I'm a movie buff. But I can tell you right off the bat, Tombstone is very high on my list. Tombstone is very high on my list of movies. And it's gonna shock you. It'll shock you. It'll shock you. But my list is solid, bro. My list is solid. My list is solid. If you sit down and you watch my list of movies, if I could just give you my top 40, smoke. You smoked out, bro. You on the hookah right now. He said he was finna go clock in. He clocked in, all right. He clocked that hookah. That boy clocked in at the hookah boy, man. That boy King clocked in at the hookah boy. I know he is now. That's what I thought. When that boy be saying that stuff, he come up here and be saying that stuff, talking about Josh Okogie better than Jay Sean Tate. And Jay Sean, man, hookah boy. Top 40. Clearly, bro. Tombstone is clearly in the top 5 movies of all time. Clearly a top 5 movie. Watchable wise. I ain't saying like box office, but just watchable movie. Clearly a top 5. But I'm gonna give y'all my list. I'm gonna keep it. No, I'm gonna give you my list. I'm gonna give y'all my list. Give y'all my list. Listen. Now I'm not gonna argue with you about whether my list is the best list ever. But if you watch these 4 movies, bro, and you not entertained through the whole spectrum, top 3 if we talking about Western. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with top 3 if we talking about Western. That's better than top 40. That's crazy. Just top 40. I, how can you even get to 40 movies before you get to Tombstone? Do you even know 40 movies before you get to Tombstone? Is my second favorite movie of all time. My list is like, man, you crazy. Crazy. It's the list of westerns is Tombstone, Harder They Fall, uh Quickly Down Under. That's your top 3 western movies right there. Period. We're not even on debate. Posse a good one. I answer Posse. I answer Posse. But I'm not putting it over Harder They Fall. Harder They Fall just kind of took the cake. Harder They Fall was just came out of nowhere. But I mean Tombstone, come on, man. Come on, man. How can you Magnificent Seven is good. Unforgiven is cool. I'm not putting Wide above Tombstone though. What? 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 You putting Wyatt above Tombstone? Val Kilmer? You like the Doc Holliday in Wyatt? Billy the Kid was dope too. I forgot about Billy the Kid. It kind of set the stage. And then you got all the old John Wayne stuff. But Quigley Down Under was a fool with that rifle. Come on, bro. Boy was sniping. Quickly Down Under was sniping. Both snipers was even born, bro. Yeah, Kevin Costner Wyatt, but the Doc Holliday was Buns, bro. I know, not Wyatt, bro. He bugging. He bugging on that. But my favorite movie is Harlem Nights. All time favorite. Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights my favorite movie. Tombstone is my second favorite movie. My third favorite movie is Equilibrium. I know a lot of people don't like Equilibrium, but Equilibrium was fire. And Snowpiercer. Snowpiercer, the movie, dog. is crazy good, bro. Snowpiercer the movie is so underrated. But the Django ain't really a western. The Django is kind of more about some up north type shit. I don't even know if they was in the South, wasn't it? They was like they wasn't even coming to America. Coming to America 2? You like Coming to America 2? That's your favorite movie? Or Coming to America is number 2 on your movie list? The Django corny? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about the Django being corny. No, but what's this? Hold on. Coming to America number 2. I need more info on that. Coming to America is number 2 on your list, or Coming to America the second one, or Coming Back to America? Coming to America is number 2 on your list. What's your favorite movie? What's the number one? You ain't give us a number one. You never gave us a number one. Let me see. No, you never gave us a number one. What's the number one? Because I can see Coming to America being somebody's second favorite movie. Because if I keep going down, Golden Child is somewhere up in my okay. Harlem Nights is your favorite movie. You smart. You listen. Because he said the Django. He said the Django is corny. King say block him. King say block him. Yeah, man. Nah, man. Now the Django, I don't know about the Django being corny. I mean, I can't vouch for that one. The Django is a fire movie. The Django is a fire movie. But definitely, hey, a million more. You're right. Heart of Nights is the best movie ever. I mean, I don't see how you can pick another movie that covers everything that you want to cover in a movie, like you know, like Heart of Nights does. It got the action, it got the funny, it got the serious, it got the actors, it got the history in it. It got the gangster in there. Almost kind of got, what I'm saying? It got everything in it. It got everything in it. You know, the emotional content of the family built the structure in, and it got everything in it. Yeah. And then, like I say, equilibrium as far as where, like the way it was set up and the stuff it did. I mean, crazy movie, crazy movie. And then Snowpiercer to me was mind blowing once you started to see that the structure of that chain was set up like society. Once you start to figure that part out, like this is actually set up like society today, like the whole structure of how society is set up. So Snowpiercer was crazy. Snowpiercer was crazy movie. And then Golden Child is right up in there somewhere. And I know, like for the most people, like Golden Child, but that's nostalgia for me. I want to give me the knife, please. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat that, bro. You can't beat that for movies. You know. So no, but I can see Coming to America being somebody's second overall movie. Um, what I can't see is somebody telling me that they're gonna beat me in any one of these debates. So that's why I say I want to pick which debate I'm in. I don't want to just hog up all the wins. That's the thing. The thing is that I don't want to just everybody come on and debate me one by one and I just smack everybody. That's not being a good host. That's not the kind of host I am. I'm a hospitable person at heart. Like me myself personally, I'm an humble, hospitable person at heart. Southern hospitality, you know. So even when I'm in the South, I still try to be southernly hospitable, should I say? So it wouldn't be right for me to take all the debates. That's why I want to get other people to debate, and then they can debate each other. They can get in on who's the most overrated, who's the most underrated. Um, did I have? Oh, here's another good one. Here's another good debate topic that I had, and I think I did put this up. Um, who would have been better if they wouldn't have got hurt out of Yao Ming and Ralph Sampson? Yeah, the harder they fall is better than the Django. I give you that. I give you that. The harder they fall is better than the Django, but not by much. Not by much. They both kind of fall in the same category to me. I just don't think the Django is a Western. But who would have been better if they wouldn't have got hurt out of Yamin and Ralph Sampson? That's a great debate topic because I heard some good takes on that. And another one that I have up is um something about Rudy T. I know anything about Rudy T is almost sacrilege. You know, once you mention Rudy T, it's almost considered, you know, sacrilege or whatever. But um I just the question the you say, yeah, Ralph was too soft. Ralph was too soft, bro. Both of y'all say yeah. Both of y'all say yeah. Ralph was too soft? Yeah, but I mean, even if he was soft, even if Ralph was soft, first of all, uh, hold on, what you trying to say, man? You trying to say the harder the fall ain't better than Django? Oh no, Buck on one. But here's the thing about Rudy T. First of all, if if Ralph Sampson wouldn't have been put at the position he was put in, he wasn't meant to be a power forward or a center. He should have been a small forward. But actually, see what happened to Ralph was Ralph Sampson played in the era where the power forwards was the bruisers and the punishers. And they try to put him at power forward against them, the bruisers and the punishers. Back then, Ralph Sampson should have been a center because the centers were more finesse, scoring around the rim, doing the little fadeaways, woody wop. He'd have been better at a center. So they put Ralph at the power forward because they wanted Elijah Warren rim protection at the center. And Ralph just wasn't good. He wasn't strong enough to Larry Smith and them guys, bruisers. They was older stuff, bruisers and stuff that they had back then in them days. They were bullies at the power forward. Now, if they was being smart, they'd just put him at small forward. Like nowadays, coaches will be like, "Oh, yeah, you're a small forward. You're 7'2", so what? You're a small forward. You're dribbling, you're shooting the ball from all 18 feet, 19 feet anyway. Just be a small forward and go dunk on people. Get the ball, slash, throw your alleys, run out the baseline. Yeah, he was 7'2". So Victor Wembanyama 7 foot. I mean 7 or 8 foot tall. Victor Wembanyama 8 foot tall. Yeah, they were the twin towers. But they had him at power forward. Listen, Ralph Sampson could shoot the ball, bro. Ralph Sampson could shoot the ball. And he could dribble the ball. Ralph Sampson could dribble the ball, bro. He legit Ralph Sampson legit could have been a earlier version of what KD and Victor Wembanyama is today. He really was that. Ralph Sampson really was that in real life. In real life, Ralph Sampson was that. He could have been that. But the league just wasn't built for that back then. It wasn't nobody doing it like that. But Ralph Sampson was one of the, if you go back and watch the Ralph Sampson footage, he was one of the first people doing it like that back then. That could dribble the ball, that could shoot from, you know, 17 feet pretty comfortably, made some threes, even even said that he even said himself that, if he was in the era where they would have took more threes, he'd have took more threes. But he even said, like, I could have took more threes, but it just wasn't what was popping in the era or whatever. And I believe him. I don't doubt him at all, man. Dude had nice touch. He had a nice touch. Now, man, nobody is KD. Ain't nobody KD. This dude here crazy. This dude crazy. None of y'all know movies. None of y'all know movies. But look, Rudy T, best coach in Rockets history. How we feel about that? How do we feel about Rudy T being the best coach in Rockets history? Is it because he was a genius? Because he was a innovative, you know, just basketball mastermind? Or was it because of the situation that he was in? Was it because he was in the right situation? Like his success was was his success a matter of the circumstance and the situation that he was in, or is Rudy T just flat out the best coach because he was the best coach? He could coach the best. He would get the most out of his players. The smartest or the best friends with the players, or was it the fact that Rudy T was just in the best situation? That's a debate topic. You can look that up. You can look up the debate topic about whether or not Rudy T is the best coach in Rockets history because his success was predicated on the circumstance or because he was just a genius. That's a good debate topic. I don't know. I don't know who know basketball like that, but I think that'd be a good debate topic. I mean, it's up. It's up. If somebody want to take that debate, like I said, email me, leave a message, whatever you want to do. Hey, if you come into the chat, man, feel free to chime in. If you want to come up, if anybody want to come up, I'll drop the link again. I don't know if it's there, but I'll drop the link again. Um, just in case. Okay. Boom. And I appreciate everybody for chopping it up with me. Now look, Ralph Sampson was 7'4", bro. What? How tall is Victor Wembanyama though, Buck? How tall is Victor? Did they win before Rudy T? No, they didn't win before Rudy T. How tall is Victor Wembanyama? Victor Wembanyama is 8 feet tall, bro. Do you think? Do you think? See, this is what I don't understand about these cats these days, man. Y'all cats these days. Victor Wembanyama is 8 feet tall. Just because he has the leeway to shoot more threes and it's popping now, it don't mean that he was just better than Ralph Sampson because Ralph Sampson was born at a different time. What makes Victor Wembanyama and, and no, they literally had Ralph Sampson playing power forward, bro. What happened to Ralph Sampson was they put him at the power forward. They had him playing power forward because that's what ended up getting him hurt. The reason Ralph Sampson got hurt was because they kept playing him they had him playing against the power forwards. I'm not making it up. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, I'm telling you from experience of just, you know, talking to the old heads who was watching the Rockets back then, who older than us, and I'm decent in age, you know what I mean? But obviously, um, I watched the Rockets. I don't really remember the ins and outs of exactly what happened back then, but you know what happened with Ralph Sampson was they had Ralph Sampson playing power forward against the Bruisers back in that time, and since the like in our era, the centers became the Bruisers. They were strong and big and strong back then. The centers, yeah, the centers were better the powerful. No, the centers the centers were, but they weren't the bruisers. See, the centers back then was more scorers. They was more scorers. They weren't physical like they did that in the third. And they were rim protectors. Now Victor Wembanyama is 8 feet tall, bro. Victor Wembanyama is legit 8 feet tall. He was six four without shoes last year, and they say he looked taller this year. He was 6'4" without shoes last year, and they say he looked taller this year. So dude, legit 8 feet tall. Ain't nowhere in the world. Ain't nowhere in the world. But yeah, no. But Ralph Sampson played power forward back then. He could easily be a power forward. Listen, no difference between Ralph Sampson and Bowl or Victor Wembanyama or nobody. No different. No different. Did they win before Rudy T? No, they didn't win before Rudy T. But it's just the question. The question is, you know, he came he came into the situation. Rudy T, he was in a situation. I mean, like when Rudy T got the team, it was a certain amount of time before they won. Once he got the team, they won in a certain amount of time, right? From the time he took over, it took them a certain amount of time to win. And like, what changes did he make before they won? What changes did Rudy T make before they won? You know, was it did he win because of the players he had? Did he win just because of the players that was, did he win because he had Elijah One and this, that, and the third? Did he develop players? Like what did he do? What did Rudy T do that made him the best coach ever? But what did Rudy T do that made him the best coach ever? Or did or was it? I mean, was it the circumstances or was it the coaching? Hey, look, this is this is that's just a fact. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. I mean, Don Chaney did not win. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. But you got to think about it. You got to think about it. It's just it was the coaching. So you think that you don't think you don't so you think it was the coaching. You don't think it was the circumstances. You don't think his success was predicated on the circumstances. You don't think that was the reason for his success. So you would just flat out give him the credit and say, hey, look, boom. Give a man this credit, don't hate on him. Hey, I wouldn't I'm not gonna argue. I mean, I'm not gonna take nothing from that position. That's a good position to stand on. If I wanted to debate it, could I debate it? Yeah, I could debate it. I could debate it. But I think um is Rudy T the best coach ever? That's a good position. That's a good position to stand on. Now, here's where we at. I think overall, the Armin Thompson videos, because I watched got to look at a little bit of it and see what it shows me about him is, he is taking the bull by the horns, taking initiative and trying to get himself back into a flow. Just trying to get himself into a flow, get himself ready for the season, and doing the things necessary for him to try to get better. Um, you know, hey, if it take you, how long should it take him for his shot to get better? How much of an improvement should we see this year? Do you think overall, it should be up 2, 3, 4% from last year? That's a big question because how much better of a shooter does he need to be in order to be more impactful? If Ahmed Thompson 3-point percentage goes up 2%, does it make? I mean, obviously it helps, but is that good enough? Does he need to make what? It needs to go up 43%, or it needs to go up to 43%. By when? By when? But hold on. Hold on. What time is it? I'll check my. You need to go up to 43%. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
That's some dysfunctional shit.
No, you can't. By when? Oh wait, how long? How long you giving him? How long you giving Almond? Oh, from the two, That's what make it a problem. That's what make it a problem. The problem is that his 2 pointers is so low that that when you when you say it needs to go up to a percentage, it's still like you talking about something hard.
Son of a You done messed up.
Oh my days. Almond Thompson, bro. He 39% from three. Nah, what's this? I'm shooting from the two. Let's see. Let's see. Let me go pull up his splits right quick. So I use StatMuse basketball reference. I'm gonna use StatMuse. All right. Field goal attempts, field goal percentage. It's going on down. Points per game. 14 points per game. Sure. Now, why would you put that in there and don't put the like 50%, close to 50%? So he close to 50 from percent from field goal. But his 3-point percentage is, now look, here's the thing. From his rookie year to his second year, his 3-point percent literally went up 14%. If his 3-point percent goes up another 14%, he'll be shooting 41% from three. Hey, listen. Okay. Now I didn't pull up his straight up. I didn't pull up his stats like that. That's mostly true. That's true. Yeah. Let me see. Let me do a little deeper analyses over here. But I don't think he's gonna get to 39% this year. How long do you think? Do you think he'll ever make it to a 39% 3-point shooter? That's a significant leap. Not only that, but that legitimately, if Ahmed Thompson becomes a 38% 3-point shooter, first of all, Vernon Maxwell you know, only shot what, 35, 36%, 36% or something like that. Mad Max only shot like 36%. It wasn't nothing crazy high. So to think if Armin Thompson was to shoot, if he was literally, if Armin Thompson was to shoot 36% from three, I would be ecstatic. I would consider him. If Armin Thompson shoots above 35% from three at any point in his career, at any point in his career, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy for the league. I mean, especially if he continues to develop his mid range. Got the little fadeaway. That little fadeaway was looking scary at times last year. Not scary in a bad way, but scary in a good way. You know, and if he continues to to develop that midi, that little fadeaway floaters and different stuff like that, it could get scary. Hey, now that's a fact. That's 100% fact. Um, he'll get good looks from three, but you have to realize that unless that look is in the corner, I don't think KD gonna pass it to him because KD can get whatever shot he wants. If KD is on the floor, Kevin Durant can get whatever shot he want to take. And if you are asking the Slim Reaper, you know, hey, look, uh, if for some reason you can't make a shot to pass the ball to somebody, and your name starts with an Almond and ends with a Thompson, you better not be at that damn 3-point line. All I know, Ray at your ass better not be in that trunk. And that's what I know. That's Ray ass better not be in that trunk. If he in that trunk and KD got the ball, he might not get that ball, bro. Because if I'm Kevin Durant and I'm 7 foot and I got three people on me for any shot on the court, it can be three people on me. And if one of them is Victor Wembanyama and two of them is whoever else is on the San Antonio Spurs, and Amin Thompson is at the 3-point line, and it's a person that's close, anywhere close by him, that Mike can contest this three, I might still shoot that ball, bro. I might still shoot that ball. That's just me. If my name Kevin Durant, if my name Kevin Durant, and I'm 7 foot, and I'm gonna say I'm 6'10" all the time, and I was 6'10" in college, and now I'm still 6'10", even though I'm taller than everybody else in the league that's 6'10". Uh, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shoot the ball. I don't care if Armin Thompson. I don't care who Armin Thompson is to you. If he's standing over there by that 3-point line and there's three people on me and he ain't cutting to the basket, and my name Kevin Durant, I'm pulling. I'm pulling, Jack. That's all it is to it. Guess what? Check this out. If I'm Kevin Durant and Armin Thompson is at the 3-point line and Alperen Sengun is at the 3-point line and three people on me and I look at Armin and I look at LP, who you passing the ball to if you KD? Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me you would tell me you wouldn't rather get a ball to LP to shoot a three than Armin Thompson. Who you want? Who you want? Who you want shooting the three? You Kevin Durant, you Fred VanVleet, you a high IQ player on our team. It's coming down to the stretch, and KD get double team. He got the ball in his hand. He get double team. He can't get the ball off for whatever reason. And you got Armin on one side, you got LP on the other side. They're the only two passes you can make. LP open that three, Armin open that three. Who you passing to take that three? Armin can't attack. He can or he can't attack the closeout or pass to a better shooter. What you said, King? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. But you said neither one of them can pass. I think you. I didn't we have this the other day? You say he can, but you said Armin. Didn't you say Armin and our best passer? Who you said was our best passer? You said Reed Shepard was our best passer. You said Reed Shepard was a better passer than Armin and Alvin Shango. You said Reed Shepard was a better passer than Armin and Shango. So, but you saying in your mind's eye, your logic is if you KD and Armin is on the 3-point line and Shangoon is on the 3-point line, you're gonna pass the ball to Armin because he can dribble and pass better than Shangoon. That's what you're saying? Okay, he can attack the rim. Now I give you attack the rim, but they had the 3-point line. They got to dribble to the rim. Who you dog? Armin cannot dribble and pass better than LP, bro. You think Armin can dribble and pass better than Big Ginobili? He not dribbling and passing better than Big Ginobili, dog. Come on, man. Give it a break, dog. That's Big Ginobili, man. Reed ain't gonna play. Listen. Listen. Right, LP all day. But see, Buck no ball, man. Buck no ball. Armin cannot dribble and pass better than LP, bro. Big Ginobili is a better ball handler and passer than Armin Thompson. Period. Period. Here's the thing. This the thing. If you think how do you get to the point to where you believe that Armin Thompson, who at times we had to question if he could even dribble, if he could even handle the ball enough to, if Armin could dribble better than LP, he'd be a legit point guard. If Armin could dribble better than LP, Armin would be a legit choice for us at the option for us at the point guard position. But what's happening is Armin has ball handling issues, bro. You can get lost in the sauce because Armin's so fast. A lot of times, people not catching up with him in order to defend him. But when people get by Armin, they getting that ball out of there, bro. They poking that thing loose. Pause. Pause all that what I just said. But listen, here's how we're gonna do this. Big Ginobili is a better ball handling passer than Armin. I'm not, you know, we're gonna watch this year and see if I'm right or I'm wrong. I'm gonna watch and see. I might go back and even watch some film to make sure I'm right. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty daggone sure that Albert Shangoon ain't losing the ball. He got 3-4 people around him trying to get the ball, trying to make him lose the ball. And Albert Shangoon is not losing the ball. Armin can be going from the 3-point line with one person on him and lose the ball before he get to the free throw line, bro. Before he get to the free throw line, he can lose the ball. But I don't think think Aaron Holiday gonna play more than Reed Shepard. That's insane. I don't think Aaron Holiday is gonna play more than Reed Shepard. He might, because like you said earlier, Ime Udoka likes to play those older guys. He likes to play guys that's older. He likes to play the veterans and things like that. I don't think that that's going to be the thing that stops Reed Shepard from getting to play. But I do think that, it's one of the things that we have to look for going down the stretch as far as will Reed get significant minutes in the time that it needs for him to develop into the player he needs to develop into, right? I think that's going to be one of the major things. One of the major things is when we need Reed Shepard to develop into the player that we need him to be, then we're gonna have to look at it and say, okay, is he getting time? Is he getting time when he needs to be on the floor? Is he getting time with the team that he needs to be on the floor with? And that's going to be significant as far as his development. And if he don't get the time to develop with the guys who going to make him better, it's going to be harder for him to in order for him to thrive, right? So LP is a great ball handler. Man, come on, man. Read ain't ready to eat, man. Eyes. Look. So LP is a great ball handler now. Almond jumps the pass too much, and he had to learn the speed of the game more. But he's definitely ahead of LP. Man, come on, man. You can't poop on my man LP skills like that, man. My man is not dizzy, bro. That's Big Ginobili, man. That's Big Ginobili. That's Big Manu, man. You see LP when he ball. You see how LP get it in. LP be through the lane, spinning on boys. Got the ball back, and he yeah. Did you see? Hey, here's the thing. This let me tell you. Let me tell you the thing about Al Pachenko. This is what I really want you to do, King. Before you knock LP again, I want you. Matter of fact, it's a video that I wish you could watch. I wish I could think. I wish I could think of what it is, but you can go back and watch LP's rookie year highlights and watch Armin's this year highlights. LP in his rookie year could dribble better than Armin can this year. LP in his rookie year could dribble better than Armin could this year. That's just my better ball handler. That's just a fact. That's not even my opinion, bro. This is saying that LP his rookie year was on the perimeter giving boys work, doing crossover, crossing boys up, spinning in the lane. I'm talking about he just be giving boys work, and he did have turnovers because teams were starting to quadruple and triple team him, and he didn't work on his offensive game a lot. He worked on his defense game a lot last summer, but everybody have some turnovers. His turnovers is not high, bro. LP assist to turnover ratio is not bad. LP assist to turnover ratio is not bad, bro. If we look at
Son of a You done messed up!
I gotta pull it up now. I gotta pull it up. Let me pull up his assist to turnover ratio versus Armin Thompson's assist to turnover ratio. You're not finna sit up here and tell me, bro. You know who got assist turnovers? Right. Euros come in more better ready to play, man. Look, let's see. Who about more? Let's see. Who got more? Who got more turnovers? Who averaged more turnovers last year? You trying to see who averaged more turnovers last year? I'm gonna look at it. Choke City. Nah, man, come on, Craig, don't do me like that. Hold on. We gonna get back to this, King. I gotta see what this dude talking about. Craig, what you talking about, man? Cho City? That was back in the 1994, man. We silenced that. We could never be called Cho City again, man. Barkley tried that back in the gap, man. We silenced that and we'll never go back. Maxwell came out, he said, hey, Maxwell came out, Mad Max said they call us Choke City. He said the team had gave up. Mad Max said the team had gave up. Mad Max said, I say, F that, I'm gonna go out here and ball out of control. He said he had 2 points in the first half, came back and had 30 something in the second half. Hey, listen, 30, what he say he had 30, 32 in the second half? And then he said he went to Dream and said, hey, I got us this far. Now you take this motherfucker over, man, and get us the rest of the way. And we went on to be a champion, man. Went on to be a champion. Hey, look, Craig, we ballers out here, man. Look, you a Warriors fan? This what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna extend you an olive branch. I'm gonna extend you an olive branch. If you want to come up and chop it up with me, you welcome to come up here and chop it up with me. The link is in the chat. If you need me to drop it for you fresh, I'll drop it for you fresh. You welcome over here. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hold you to no fire because y'all won a couple of times, y'all got lucky a couple of times, and you could come up here. I won't even mention the fact that we got the dude who they cheated for y'all and tried to give y'all a championship, but we got him now. You know, I ain't gonna even mention the fact that one of the reasons we didn't win the championship was because they cheated for y'all, and KD ran out of bounds for like, you know what? Hey, let me tell you something, Craig. Let me tell you something about the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are one of the most cheated for teams in the history of the league. How about that one? How about one of the most cheated for teams in the history of basketball? If you had to pick two referees that are probably matter of fact, just name two referees that's known for just probably cheating. You're gonna say Tim DeHagen and who? That guy you thinking of? That's your right. That's your championship. That's how you got him. That's how you got him, Craig. But yeah, KD ran out of bounds. KD ran out of bounds for like 5 seconds, and then got a ball, and then while he was out of bounds, ran by the ref, kicked the ref who was out of bounds. I mean, you literally kicked the referee who was standing out of bounds, looking right at you, and they didn't call it out of bounds, and that beat the Rockets. That's how they beat the Rockets. You know, so but we happy to have you. I am gonna drop this link if you ever want to pull up. You know, appreciate everybody for putting it into the chat. Appreciate everybody put it in the chat. This is gonna be Clamp City this year. We no longer Clutch City, no longer Clutch City. We are Clamp City this year. Nah, that was in the playoff, bro. That was in the playoff. He did that. They did that crap, and that was the game that cost us because that was game 7, if I'm right. Yeah, appreciate you. That's real. You know what? You the first. Hey, matter of fact, you the first Warriors fan I ever talked to about it. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I think that if I'm right, that might have been a game 7, and that game. I mean, we cost ourselves a championship when we went like 0 for 23 shooting threes in 18. But the next time we could have beat y'all was when that play when KD ran out of bounds because he was like out of bounds forever. And that's a well, yeah. I'm saying that was That was when we missed all those threes in 2018. We missed the like 23, 0 for 23 or something like that. And we just missed a lot of threes. But it was the next year. The next year was the one where because y'all went on to win that year. The next year was the one where KD ran out of bounds. And if we'd have beat y'all, we would have went on to play Toronto. Well, we was gonna smack Toronto. But y'all went on to play Toronto, and that's when KD got hurt towards Achilles, all that stuff. And boom. Yeah. I mean, KD was hurt. Nothing new. Chris Paul hurt. Nothing new. Nothing. It's never nothing new about certain people being hurt. Just like Harden to be at the strip club, Chris Paul to be hurt, Kevin Durant to be hurt. And I'm starting to think Victor Wembanyama was going to be hurt. I was thinking the same thing about Chet Holmgren. I was waiting for Chet Holmgren to just, for his leg to just fly off into the third row or something, and OKC lose the championship. I was literally like, any moment, Chet Holmgren's leg is gone. Miss the potato head off and and roll over in somebody's lap and knock their drink out their hand, and then OKC won't win the championship, but he held it together. So Chet proved different. Chet proved different. He one of the first players to just really prove different out the gate that he gonna be there in the big games, even though he done missed some significant time early. But the problem y'all got now is y'all put us out this year, and we was a second overall. We were second seed this year. Y'all kind of got lucky because one of our guys had a mental shrink, and he was his first time in the playoff, and they kind of took advantage of whatever they took advantage of, trapping them triple team and double team. He wasn't ready for that. That was the last time y'all would get away with that on us. This we might not win a championship this year, but it's a high probability that this could be Clamp City year, man. This could be Clamp City year, and it might not be this year. It could be next year, because usually, you get your team. It take a little while for you to develop. Talk to me quick, but don't talk to me slick, man. Talk to him, Buck. Tell him, Buck. Tell him, Buck. Hey, look, that's how it be. Sometimes you get your team together. It's like, okay, boom, you got your second year, your first year, all right, and then you start to feel like, hey man, we got a team that can do it. Like the first year, you're like, okay, we got a good team, and then by the time you run through some people, you be like, we got a team that can do it. How long? Listen, now, hey, Bomani Jones? You know who Bomani Jones is? You ever watch Bomani Jones? By the second year, if we don't win this year, next year I think we'll get it. Unless one of these other people just take off. Like unless Victor Wembanyama just take off on another stratosphere and nobody never gets one again, then that. But Bomani Jones always got that saying at the beginning and end of his at the beginning and end of his podcast, he always got that saying, give us 5 stars. If you don't give us five, if you give us like us, give us 5 stars. If you don't give us 5 stars, I'm inclined to believe you are a hater. If Kevin Durant won y'all 2 championships, and you say you can't put faith in him, is that because of health? If it's not because of health, I'm inclined to believe you are a hater. No, I can honestly say this. I'm not excited about us having Kevin Durant until that's true. That's true. But I think we got him until his contract is up. And I don't see Kevin Durant as, I don't see Kevin Durant as the best player on our team. He is the best player on our team, but I don't think he's the best player. I think it's Alfred Şengün's team. To me, it's Alfred Şengün's team. Kevin Durant is just like he's like a mix of like to me, he's like a mix between them. Let's say we was the Miami Heat team. He's like Ray Allen mixed with a little Chris Bosh and D Wade, but Alfred Şengün is LeBron. That's just how I take it. Not yet. You don't think we can win yet, or you don't think it's Alfred Şengün's team? No, I mean, listen, it's LP's team. The the success of our team is predicated on Alfred Şengün. He's the hub. He's the facilitator. He's the ball handler. He's the best passer on the team. He's the best rebounder on the team. He's one of our premier defenders. Alfred Şengün is the glue that's going to make this team win or lose. And if Alfred Şengün plays one notch up above what he did last year, and Kevin Durant is healthy, which is the key point. If Kevin Durant is healthy at the end, listen, I'll go out on a limb and say this. If Kevin Durant is healthy throughout the playoffs, he don't wear no big ass shoes. We can win. We'll win a championship. If we healthy next year, oh yeah, we'll win a championship. If we healthy, nobody's gonna beat us. Hold on. Whoa. I went too fast for my own good. My eye got too big for my stomach. What did KD accomplish in Brooklyn? Okay, see, well, he had the big shoes on in Brooklyn. He had the big shoes on in Brooklyn. He had the big shoes on in Brooklyn, man. He got swept by Boston. But guess what? The reason he got swept by Boston is in Houston. The person who can stop KD, the only person who's legitimately stopped KD, he on his team. Like it ain't no player that ever stopped KD. The coach that stopped KD is on our bench. So if you don't got that coach, you don't necessarily got the KD stopper. And then in Phoenix, come on now. Come on, what you want him to do? What you want the man to do? You want the man to make popcorn, detail cars, help lay the floor, the plywood in the floor, run the scoreboard, shoot threes, crossover, dribble, serve drinks, commentator, PA announcer, DJ. You know what I'm saying? What you want the man to do? The man doing everything he can by himself. Then he got hurt. He twisted his ankle, almost, he collapsed trying to do a layup in the layup line. It can happen to anybody, right? It can happen to anybody. Anybody could almost perish in warm-ups doing a layup. That could have happened to you. Could have happened to me. Could have happened. Could have happened to anybody. You know what I mean? But I'm if you're healthy, if you're healthy, we win a championship. Man, I ain't got time for that, King. I ain't got time for that, bro. I ain't got time for that. LP is everything I said and then some. Do you know Manu Ginobili was considered at one time a top 3 shooting guard in the league? You realize that Manu Ginobili at one time was considered a top 3 shooting guard in the league? And we got Big Ginobili on our team. We got Big Ginobili, Baby Jokic. If you Big Ginobili, but you Baby Jokic, you nice. You nice. Whichever one you want him to be. You want him to be Big Ginobili? You want him to be Baby Jokic? I'll take either one. He nice either way. You can't. Hey, can't cry over spoiled milk, man. You can't cry over spoiled milk. You see what I'm saying? You got Alfred Shangon, Reed Shepard, both. Mo said Reed Shepard gonna be gone. They trade your boy old Shep, then what we gonna do? Big Ginobili he gonna have to run point center. He gonna he gonna have to run point center. He never came close to winning without Steph. Well, here's the thing. No, but I don't know. I can't necessarily. I don't know if I can say that because when he had, I mean, they was in the semi conference finals, right? I mean, Western Conference Finals before he went to Golden State, and then they played against LeBron. Didn't they play? Didn't they play in the finals too? Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. No, don't try to. Is that Bo or Boban, man? Well, come on, man. Don't do my boy LP like that, bro. No, I mean, but look, K, KD, OKC lost to Miami in 5. That's right. They lost in 5 to Miami. But, hey, he took them there. He took them there. That was back when Russell Westbrook was hitting the middies and James Harden flamed out as he does. James Harden flamed out on. I see. I don't think Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook lost that. I think that was a James Harden flame out. He did have some good games. Don't get me wrong, James Harden had some good games. But, you know, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna tell me that James Harden didn't have something to do with somebody losing in a game 5? You gonna make me believe that in a game 5, James Harden didn't have something to do with somebody losing a big game 5? Man, if it's a game 5, let me tell you something. If there was a game 5 and James Harden was in the audience, he was literally just there watching. Whatever team side of the whatever team side he was sitting on, and he caused them to lose. That's all I'm saying. It don't matter. It don't matter at all. As long as James Harden did stuff that just didn't make sense in big games. Like your guy. My audio went out. Let me see. My audio's out. And my back. Drop a 1 if you can hear me. Drop a 1 if you can hear me. Okay. Cool. No, your guy, Craig. Your guy is just as famous as James Harden for scoring 50 points and then all of a sudden just disappearing. Like all of a sudden one game, he all of a sudden forgets that he should shoot.
Hey yo,
What's up?
Yeah, you are rapid fire capping tonight, bro. I mean, you ain't even Harlem Nights, the pea shooter, or Arsenio Hall had to slap him like you are Arsenio Hall, like with the cap tonight.
Son
Look,
Go on, dude.
Al, LP ain't the best rebounder. That's Steven Adams. He ain't the best paint scorer. That's Armin Thompson. He ain't the best passer. That's Old Shell. Like, what in the hell do he do that's the best on this team? He's not the best player. This team is not centered around LP. LP can be replaced. Look, we could have replaced LP with Jock Landale last year and would have did the same damn thing. Like, what the hell is you talking about? Baby Jokic, Big Ginobili. You are disrespectful as hell. Like, boy, you are on full blown machine gun, Tommy gun cap tonight, bro. And you letting them hoes go in rapid succession.
Nah, I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it
No,
a
you're
buck.
not, bro.
I'm talking about Curry. Right now, we're talking about Alpha Shengo. But I was talking about Curry early, Craig. I'm saying that Curry, you and I both know, bro, that Curry will score 50 points one game. And then when you need him to score, and you will be looking for him in a certain game, usually like some random game, and you'll be like, why does Curry have 12 points? Oh, is it he only shot for like 2 times? He only shot the ball 2 times, but he got 12 points. Well, why did he stop shooting? No, I don't. Nobody knows. Nobody knows why Curry don't shoot like 60 times a game. If you can shoot from anywhere on the court, if you can shoot, if you listen, if you can shoot from the stand at the top, you can be eating popcorn and shoot the ball and make a three. Like, why does anybody else on your team even shoot the ball? Why do why do it be
Well,
times where Curry don't even shoot?
well, because it depends on how he's being guarded, and as long as his team is either winning or competitive in the game, there's no need for him to force shots.
Man, force a shot.
Like eventually he's gonna get loose, he gonna get his shots up, and all he needs to do is make one, and he can reel off, 8 shots in a row. Like he can he can score you 18, 20 points in a quarter easily. Now he can't get as hot as his boy Clay used to get, but he can still catch fire off just making one and take over a game. So, he's not a volume scorer like that. He's a precision shooter.
Hey, speaking of
So as
hot,
long as his team is within striking range, and depending on how teams are guarding him, he'll just take his shots in the flow of the offense. That offense is built around him anyway.
hey, speaking of hot and Clay, cheese and rice. That boy Clay got something up his sleeve, don't he?
Yeah, it looked like it. I ain't mad at him neither.
Me neither. I don't care what, hey, whatever,
But
whatever.
but one more thing before I get back off, I had to come up here, man. You're doing too much cap. You capping hella hard tonight. But I'm gonna tell everybody in the chat: do not ever trust a man who tells you that Harlem Nights is the greatest movie ever made. You don't trust him. Furthermore, you don't trust a man who tell you that Coming to America is the second greatest movie ever made.
Man, you gotta stay
Like,
off.
don't trust them dudes to go to the store to get you Doritos, man, because they off. Something wrong with them.
You gonna take it easy on my chat, man. My chat holding it down, man. My chat holding it down.
Yeah, yeah. Salute to the chat, but I'm saying it's too much. It's too much going on tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? I see when you ain't got no pushback on this panel, boy. You let it go. You let it fly. Talk about shooting too much, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You like AI. You know what I'm saying? Back in the early '90s, down 6, boy. You finna let them things go. Ain't calling no plays. Get out the way. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm,
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm unfiltered.
I'm back in the chat listening, but look here, man. Don't make me go outside my gig again to come up here for the nonsense, the foolery that you got going on right now, man.
Hey, that's the only way I can know if I'm cooking, man. If you don't jump on and say something, somebody don't gotta jump on and say something. I'm not doing my job, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not doing my job. Somebody don't got nothing to say. You see what I'm
All
saying?
right, bro.
All right,
Salute to you, man.
get this through, King. You know
Yeah.
who's gonna come up here and say some nonsense. I know King gonna come up here and say some foolishness. Nah, look, nah, I didn't forget what Curry did to it. But the question is, like, listen, the dude had see, and this is what I'm saying. He literally had was it up 12 points. Clamp, we talk about Clamp City, and like I'm saying, we they called us Choke City. Maxwell came out and demolished the Sun. Boom, boom, boom. We came back. We came Clutch City. Okay, bang. Guess what? Boom. Now we elevated. We done been Clutch City for all these years. We known for that. We got Barry over there. He clutch. He the new Robert Ory. You know what I mean? Jabari gonna be the new Big Shot Bob. We calling him Big Shot Barry down here. Now, what we do? We got all the defenders in the world. We literally got every single person who's known for defense that we could get. Everybody from 1 through 15, 1 through 14, everybody can play defense. Now we just Clamp City. We just Clamp City. You know what I mean? One way or another, we got somebody who can hold somebody. Now, when we put somebody on this person, we still got to finish Smith. We got Armin on somebody, we still can throw Tari Eason out there. Them boys gonna get 2 steals a game. Tari and Armin gonna get 2 steals a game. I don't care what you do. They coming out here for 2 steals a game. So if you think about it, the only reason y'all beat us, the only reason y'all beat us. Hey, I'm gonna talk about that too, Buck, in a minute, because that's a real deal issue you got going right there. The only reason that Golden State Warrior beat us was because our player who averaged 21 averaged 11 in the playoffs. He averaged 11 points, bro. If Jalen averages 15 points a game in the playoffs, y'all don't beat us. Y'all just don't beat us. We legitimately was a better team than y'all. Everybody but one person. Everybody. Curry, you could almost say, got outplayed. The biggest game of the series got outplayed by Fred Van Blip. Blip Blam Bleep. They was out here calling that boy Freddie Jihad throughout the season. They was calling that boy Freddie Jihad throughout the season, how bad he was blowing up games and messing up stuff. And he came out in the playoff and just went on a scorcher. And I played Steph Curry in the biggest game of the series. The only reason y'all beat us was because Jalen Green he could not find a way to get over the fact that whoever did his fingernails pushed his cuticle back too far. If he could have got over that one thing, if he could have just forgot about the fact that she clipped his cuticle, we could have did something. But this year, we don't got to worry about that. This is what we got to worry about. We got to worry about one solitary problem. Our starting lineup. Is our starting lineup capable of producing more than 88 points? It's just that simple. If our starting lineup produces, if our starting lineup produces 94 points, that means Armin Thompson has taken a significant jump offensively. If Armin Thompson takes a significant jump offensively, we're a different team. Mind you, I already pumped him up from 13 to 17 when I did the averages. When I did the averages, I pumped Armin Thompson up from 14 to 17 just on GP. I calculated, I think I did KD. I think I might have put him at 26 instead of 27. That's 1 point. I left Fred Van Vliet at what he scored last year. Oh no, he scored 13. I think I might have took him down. So he might trust. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Key. Key. That's off the bench. But trust and believe. See, our starting lineup only scores average right now. The starting lineup that we roll out right now is gonna average between 88 and 93 points. If we get above that, if we get above that 95 points on our starting lineup, then it's up to the backup to step up. And we know what Aaron Holiday gonna do. We kind of know Finney Smith gonna get his 9 points. He might even go up a point or two. It might be his, one of his highest scoring averages in the last couple of years. Um, Reed Shepard has got to be a knockdown 3-point shooter. This this is Reed Shepard has got to be a knockdown 3-point shooter. These two back to backs right here is, I mean, I can't even, I cannot even magnify, can't magnify it no kind of way how big, how much, how important this is for the Rockets organization. Like I'm, I'm, I'm almost about to just lose my whole shit right now because they put so much stock into these two players this year. They put so much stock into these two players as far as what they believe these guys are going to contribute to the team going forward. The thing about Jabari is the thing about Jabari is Jabari has shown that Jabari is a big shot gamer. He's a big game shooter, bro. Jabari is a big game shooter. Go back and look at this man history. Big games, big shots, big defensive plays. Whenever the lights get the brightest, Jabari's on another level. You can match up Jabari with anybody in the league when it come down to, hey, you need one shot from your position on the court, and it's clutch time. This guy's going to make that shot. You can almost match him up with anybody. You can almost match him up with anybody. This guy's heart and focus in high pressure moments is literally, like I say, I mean, you can't you can't understate it. He's been doing it since he came into the league. He's been making big shots and hitting big threes and playing great defense on people since he got here. Like, obviously, people want to compare him to Evan Mobley. That's not the comparison. The comparison was, which I thought we should have took Evan Mobley instead of Jalen Green. I thought so. And if we'd have took Evan Mobley instead of Jalen Green, maybe we would have picked somebody else instead of Jabari Smith Jr. But if we'd have had Jabari Smith Jr. and Evan Mobley, then hey, and Alper Shangoon, we'd have had a problem. But maybe Jabari would have been a 3 already. Um, I don't think Reed is in Ime's doghouse, bro. I think I think you might just be, a little down on Reed because he didn't play well in the summer league. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, but tell me you're not worried about the summer league. Tell me because Reed Shepard did in the summer league, you're not being a prisoner of the moment. Because based off of last year, he's high, he's not Ime kind of player. But what make you say he's not Ime kind of player though? Because based off of last year when he played, he looked good. I mean, did he play good defense? He played good defense. He he try hard. He coachable. He coachable. He do the stuff. He do the stuff you would expect him to do as a rookie. As a rookie. As a rookie. It's only his second year. It's only his second year. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Because I see you don't like old Shep. I see I see you don't like old Shep too much. Do you want Reed Shepard gone before we get to see, you know, if how he develops, or if he struggled in the summer league, he definitely gonna struggle in the pros. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. You can't even say that. Sure, that's a good damn point right there, boy. I mean, for real. If I got to, if I had now out of everything I said I could debate, I really wouldn't debate that point. If I had to push back, if I had to push back, I would say you know, you really can't put too much stock in the summer league, because obviously he's not going to be asked to do what he was being asked to do in the summer league. Like in the summer league, he was being asked to, you know, go out and be the guy. Go out and be the focal point of the offense, be the head of the snake, set up players, you know, shoot the ball, get all the eyes on you, make them commit to you, make them respect your three. And once they start closing out on you, make all the passes to make everybody better. Do something you haven't been expected to do. And the problem is that he didn't even do that in high school and college. He never had to do that. His thing was play fundamental basketball, and everything else works out. And what you do will be good enough to be a good player. And that's where we're going to find out if during the regular season, which is why the Rockets have so much trust in him, is that what you do translates. What you do translates. His only problem is he's not getting separation on the dribble. But even if you don't get separation on the dribble, you know, are you precise enough with what you want to do that you can get to the things that are you precise enough that you can get to the thing that's going to allow the offense to flow when you have the ball? That's what's going to be important. Are you able to, is your ball placement such to where if you have to get to the free throw line to make a pass, can you get to free throw line and pocket pass? Can you get to the point to where, can you get to the point to where you can set up the offense to where the pick and roll is close enough to where it's supposed to be ran from? You don't want to be running the pick and roll 5 or 6 feet behind the 3-point line because you can't get there. Somebody D'ing you up, or are you such a bad player to where if somebody come and trap you, you don't know how to get the ball out before the trap get there. Those types of things are going to make, and then like you say, he's going to be a third string. This is what me and King was beefed up over last string. I don't think I don't- you know, see, Minnesota shot a lot of threes. Teams that shoot a lot of threes are more dangerous to me than just good teams. Minnesota to me would be scarier than OKC and Denver, just to me, because I would say, I'm putting Amin on Shea. See, I'm putting Amin on Shea, and I feel like Amin is going to neutralize Shea. Not going to stop him, but he's going to neutralize him. You know, if we have to run some timing at Jalen Williams and different stuff like that, we run Tari at him. We can put Fred Van Blip on him. We can do different things. We switching anyway. So I think defensively we can match up with OKC better. We what we know that Alper Shangon, he battling with any one of those centers. He battling with Chet. He battling with Jokic. We don't care about none of that. Giving everybody. I mean, that listen. You make a good point. Armin is giving. LP giving everybody work. He giving Jokic work. LP giving Chet work. Everybody. But I think the thing is that can the way our offense is structured is we don't have to score with you throughout the whole game. What we have to do is we have to pace ourselves at the times when you slack up. The minute you slack up, we have to have put that team that's ready to run and play defense and be tenacious and just terrorize and run the score back up. That's when we come with our terror squad. We come with the terror twins, stay ready squad. Them guys come in, everybody come in, and right when your team slack up, boom, we coming with just a flurry of just chaos, you know. And that's where we're gonna be dangerous at, especially for teams like OKC. The minute Jokic has to go to the bench, oh, it's over. It's over. The minute Jokic got to go to the bench. And if Jamal Murray not playing at an elite level, Denver can't do nothing with us. Denver made like two moves, and then they was like, well, Denver's back on top. What? Bruce Brown? I mean, Bruce Brown does that for you? You know what I mean? Like Bruce Brown, that's what you're going with all of a sudden. They got Bruce Brown back. Now the fact that Alex Caruso shut down the greatest player of our the greatest center ever by the eyes of some ESPN analysts. Um, Alex Caruso shut him down. So now y'all got Bruce Brown. You forgot that Alex Caruso just shut this man down. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver is never the same team again. Alex Caruso shut down the best player, you know, the best center ever to some people. Like some people have literally said that Jokic is the best center ever, and Alex Caruso shut him down. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver never the same again. I do have a problem with Minnesota and Anthony Edwards because we know he will cook his idol. He don't mind cooking his idol. He'll put that boy on whatever. You got a flat top grill. You got regular coal. You want to rake him over some coals. You got some little hickory chips you want to put up under there. He'll cook Kevin Durant. So I got a problem. I'm a little scared of Minnesota. I'm scared of Minnesota more than I am no other two teams, to be honest with you. I feel like if we get to OKC and we don't go through Minnesota, I believe we beat OKC. But I think if we catch Minnesota before we get to OKC, I'm about as scared of them as I am anybody. And that um, also includes Golden State and the Lakers, two teams that I'm scared of in the playoffs. I'm just scared of you talk about the refs not going to allow Amen to neutralize Shea, where the refs ain't going to allow nobody to do nothing with the Warriors or the Lakers this year. I'm just saying. I mean, to be honest, all the stuff that was going on last year, tell me if I'm wrong about this. Everybody who in the chat, put a one in the chat if y'all tired of seeing people hug everybody every time somebody get close to them and they wrap their arms around them so they can't move. Tell me if y'all tired of seeing that. That's not basketball. Put a one in the chat if y'all think it's too much of this hugging business going on. People just wrap both arms. well, they was honest licks though. They was honest licks. We was hitting and bumping and doing stuff like that, and y'all was too. That's cool. I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with the regular licks. You know, elbows and hitting and slapping. I don't have no problem with that. What I got a problem with is I got a problem with the. I don't know if y'all see this thing. It's like the screen is coming. I don't really want you to walk up to the screen, so I'm just gonna wrap my arm around you where the ref can't see. I'm gonna just hold you with my whole other arm and just kind of hug you right here. People was doing that a lot in the playoffs, and I was like, this is getting out of control. This hugging, this hugging on the basketball, cheating in the cheating in the next room is going on. Y'all got going on. This is getting out of control. I don't know if I should watch this. It's a little too it's a little too cozy out here for me. It's a little too cozy. I don't know if I should be seeing this. And but they let it go on. But I don't think that's gonna go on this year. I literally think The refs are gonna stop this. The refs are gonna stop some of the ridiculous, like hard fouls and playing hard and hitting and bumping and maybe a little hand checking here and again. I think they're gonna let that go. But just flat out holding a person so that in impeding impeding their movement, I think that's gonna stop. You know. No, what Ime said was play hard, play hard, play hard. The refs can't call all the fouls. And that's basketball. That's basketball in general. The refs can't call everything. They're gonna call some stuff. But when you build the reputation as of a team that plays hard, the refs can't call everything. Y'all should know. Y'all been the benefactor of a person who believes that. That's like his mantra. Nobody, nobody represents that more than Draymond Green. Nobody. And when I say nobody, I mean ever. Not on a street ballpark, not in an and one tournament, not on a boat, not with a float, not on a coat, not with a coke. Nobody represents do everything. The refs can't call everything. Do whatever. The refs can't call everything. Draymond is the epitome of that. He even says himself, I'll go out and get a tick so I know I can get away with stuff later because I know they don't want to call them both on me. That's that. But that's the kind of team we building in Houston. We building a team that everybody plays like that because we know they're not gonna foul out the whole damn team. Everybody play hard all the time. We're gonna get away with some fouls because they're not gonna call all of them. If they want to stop, they want to stop play every time somebody come down the court. Let them stop play every time somebody come down the court. Because every time somebody come down the court, we're gonna touch you up. We're gonna touch you up every time they come down the court. That's a fact. Now, this is what I believe. The Rockets and the Warriors probably the best rivalry in the NBA right now. I mean, team for team, I might would have to agree with that. I might would have to agree with that as far as team for team. You almost want to say Lakers and Boston, but you know, eh, I mean, they definitely ain't gonna be nothing because Tatum not there. Um, you got nah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much you about right. You about right. You about right on that one. Do you think? Do you think? Do you think the the Jazz is always gonna be a Rockets um rivalry? Like just because it's Utah Jazz? Do you think that you know just just, just because it's Utah, just because it's Jazz, they should always be considered a top um choice for Rockets rivalry? It's just a question because I mean every time I see um anything got to do with Utah, I just feel like that's rival state. That's just a rival state. Um, no, we didn't get cheated. No, 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 no. We didn't get cheated. We didn't get cheated. No, we lost fair and square because Jalen Green couldn't score 6 more points. I give you that. I definitely give you that. I definitely give you this. I mean, I think yeah, Jalen Green scored more points than I believe that you know I believe we win. We didn't lose for no other reason. We didn't lose for no other reason. Everybody did what they were supposed to do. You know, um, the game got chippy at a point. I mean, they did let Draymond get away with trying to kick somebody in the balls, but he missed, so they didn't suspend him for it. He tried to take somebody's head off. Okay, that's cool. We know he gonna do that. He gonna try to kick you in the you know in the joint. and he gonna try to put you in the headlock at some point. That's Draymond. That's cool. Uh, Jimmy Butler, he lost his tailbone. That was cool. That was nice. And then yeah, yeah, we missed free throws. Yeah, that's a bad one too. Um, but the Jazz being the Jazz being out of you know the the realm of competition for so long, it don't I don't it's gratifying to me. I'm glad they fell off so far. That's how much I dislike the Jazz. That's how much I dislike the Jazz. I dislike everything about the Jazz except Darren Williams. The only thing I like about the Jazz is Darren Williams. Because that boy, that was nasty. That was nasty. Yeah, we missed a gang of free throws. We didn't have to miss. LP, even LP missed free throws. The only person who can hit free throws, you know, the only person who can hit free throws was Jalen Green, and he wasn't getting to the free throw line, buddy. They wasn't calling no free throws, which I think, the fact that the refs wasn't calling no fouls hurt us in that aspect. But they didn't call fouls for Jalen Green all year long. They haven't called fouls for Jalen Green like they should his entire career. I think of all the injustices in the league the past 3, 4 years, the amount of free throws Jalen Green don't get is just an injustice to the league. Because I've also been on record saying I wouldn't be surprised if starting now, since he's not on a team that the league is not scared of the Phoenix Suns, and they probably want Phoenix to be a good team. I wouldn't be surprised if they start calling every foul for Jalen Green. But as long as he was in Houston and Houston was over here building a powerhouse, they was never gonna accelerate Jalen Green's developmental curve or star status or Houston's prominence in the NBA or any of that stuff by calling fouls for Jalen Green like they do Shea or anybody. Anthony Edwards, Ja Morant, they call fouls for everybody but Jalen Green. And Jalen Green still managed to score 21 points a game and become a top 5 shooting guard at one point. And I mean, for my liking, to be honest, I think it was hard pressed for him to get to where he got to, seeing as though how the league just would not call fouls for him. Even before we got Ime, they just didn't call fouls for the kid. You know, they'll they, they'll do better. They'll do better this year by Jalen Green, and Jalen Green will start to ascend little by little as the league start to give him fairness on the calls. He's too light in the ass for them not to call fouls for this skinny boy. Period. I mean, not skinny, but I mean he's 6'6", and he's 6'6", and he was weighing like 185, bro. 185, 6'6". You see what I'm saying? That's not bulky enough for you to just let people bump him while he going full speed and get him in the air and hit him and all this and that. Bro, let me tell you what it won't be. It won't be no Dylan Brooks slander in this building. You can come in here, you can talk about Harden and the Rockets, you can talk about Ron TMC, you can do whatever you want to do as a Warrior fan. Wipe your shoes, you take your shoes, wear the shoes in the house. I don't care what you won't do. It won't be no Dylan Brooks slander, man. DB is all right over here in this Rocket zone, man. Let me tell you. First of all, we drafted Dylan Brooks. First of all, we drafted Dylan Brooks. The reason why we drafted Dylan Brooks was because Dylan Brooks, the way he plays and just his impact on the game. If I'm right, DB is DB has consistently been on top ranked teams. Consistently been on top ranked teams. it's I don't think it's a I don't think it's a stretch to say that he has a great impact on winning. I mean, Hack, you know, do do you think what you mean Hack? You mean like Forrest Fowler? Forrest Fowler? Uh, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think DB now, kind of sort of. He's kind of a villain like Draymond. He don't foul as much as Draymond, you know, and he don't foul as much as Draymond. He definitely don't kick people in the joint. Maybe he do some cheap shot stuff, like maybe he do some cheap shot stuff. Elbow you in your ribs, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stand where you don't want him to stand, when you don't want him to stand there, all that kind of stuff like that. I mean, he do some stuff. He do some stuff that to that you don't want him to do. But yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. I think Craig Ramen don't like light skinned brothers. I believe he Golden State, so that means he out there in Cali, man. He got the Kendrick Lamar beef in his soul right now. He don't like himself right now. He don't like himself. Um no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now now look, I mean, but here's the thing. Players like Dylan Brooks, Anthony Mason, is different. I don't know. Something about Draymond is like, I know. Are you from Detroit? Okay. Um, Shout out to D, man. Shout out to D. What up, though? What up, though? Shout out to D, man. Um, Something about Draymond to me is like he does stuff that is not. It's almost like if you could fight and you a bully and you a big bad tough guy, you don't have to kick nobody in the nuts, bro. They'll hit you in your jaw, punch you in your face, hit you in your earlobes. You know what I mean? Like, like my homeboy say, just beat you up. When a dude tell you, man, I'm gonna beat you up, that dude can fight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna beat you up. That means you can fight. But if you a tough guy, big bad guy, and you have to kick somebody in the joint, I don't know. That's not even like dirty play, bro. That's like right, exactly. That's kind of like almost like fake toughness. You know what I mean? The way Draymond carry himself, it would just be like I'm just gonna throw an elbow and just bust the side of your face. That's how he act like he doing. He doing like, oh, I don't take no this, I don't take no that. But he not really the throw an elbow and bust the side of your face type person. Like Ron Artest. Ron Artest is like that for real. I'm gonna elbow you upside your head and bust your shit to the white meat. Ron Artest, you know. And Dylan not like that either. But Dylan was like, Dylan is like, I'm just gonna be wild and crazy and just do a bunch of stuff that you don't want me to do, but I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm just trying to be annoying as possible. And so that's kind of my thing with Draymond. Like I like Draymond as far as defensively, but he carried that tough guy stuff like he really, really like that. And he might be in basketball terms, but not like the cats that we grew up watching. Not like the cats we grew up watching. Like that, who was that told him that Cedric Maxwell? They punch you in your face. Yeah, they punch you in your face, bro. You think about come on, man. Well, now we don't for this facts. We DB was trying to injure people. You think he did went up on the Jimmy Butler and made him almost push his tailbone up into his disc and push his tailbone up into a disc. How you turn that man tailbone to a disc? But to a lower back problem, goddamn. But no, we don't. We don't. We just don't have that. But it's coming back. It's coming back because of Ime. It's coming back because of Ime. Ime trying to well, but see, look who it was though. Look who it was. Look who it was. Like you think about in the era where Shaq and Barkley was fighting. These two titans. Like, yeah, I know. You the only person who saw that besides me. Nobody else saw that. But like in the days, Shaq and Barkley fighting. That's them two legit guys, two top dogs fighting each other. Not a situation where you got but then again, like they say, it's always fights in the locker room. It's always fights in practice. They just don't get leaked out to the public. They just don't get leaked out to the public. Now I seen something about what did he really say to him that made him do that. And I didn't go back, I didn't go listen to it and see what he said, but I assume it had to be something. Eh, it had to be something on that level for Draymond to hit him like that. But then you walking up to somebody saying something, you might want to be backing up for somebody saying something, you know, when if you know how they feeling already. You already know how they feeling. If you don't want to put pause on somebody, you don't got no guard up. You ain't got no you ain't got no weave set up. You ain't got no counter punch ready or nothing. You just walking up talking full speed talking with your mouth. You got your mouth. You walking up to somebody with your chin all out. Come on, bro. You ain't you ain't got no respect for yourself when you walking up to somebody with your chin out like that talking. You trying to lose your jaw. But now I did see that. I did see Draymond push Dylan Brooks into Jimmy, and then Jimmy fell, and then people were blaming it on Dylan Brooks. But I was like, nah, Draymond almost cost him the championship. I mean, almost cost him the series. Draymond almost cost him the series, pushing Dylan Brooks and pushed Dylan Brooks and almost hurt Dylan Brooks and Jimmy Butler. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But say, Buckmo, look, tap in, man. Let me know if you want to take any of those debates. I don't know how you feel about coming up. You know what I mean? If you want to take any of those debates, all the debates going to be in the um subscribe when you go to the channel. You go to hit the live. All the debates going to be popping up right there. As people come in, as people decide, which debates they want, um, I'll issue them out. I'll put who's gonna be on the debate. I'll go in and change the title, or I'll go in and put it in the description who's gonna be on there. If anybody want to take those debates, like I said, now this show been fire, bro. This show been fire. I appreciate everybody coming in, stopping in. Uh, Craig Ramen. Shout out to Craig Ramen, man. Shout out to Craig Ramen pulling up. I don't never mind talking a little basketball with Golden State Warriors fans, man. This might be our last time getting to hear from you for a while. Y'all been in purgatory for a couple years. Y'all came out, had y'all a dynasty. Y'all had y'all a dynasty. You know what I mean? Y'all got to get it in while you can, man. So why y'all still hot? Why y'all still popping? We gonna let y'all get y'all shine on. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna hate on y'all while y'all shining. Now, you know, if y'all ever want to get rid of the light skin, man, Send him this way. We need a Ray Allen. We need a Ray Allen, bro. Think about this right here. Everybody taking these little buyouts and payoffs and all this and that. If y'all ever wanted to send a light skinned man to a team that can go ahead and get him another championship, y'all can send a light skinned man on down the road to Houston. No taxes. He can light skinned man could come down here and be our version of Ray Allen down the stretch of his career. We'll take him. We'll take. I know y'all want him to retire, that man, but don't be selfish. Let the light skin, free the light skinned man, dog. Free the light skinned man. Y'all got Draymond. That's all y'all need. Like you said, no Draymond, no championships. No, no, no Draymond, no championships. Y'all let us get him. Yeah, no, we appreciate having you, man. We appreciate having you. Bug Mode, nice chopping it up with you, bro. Nice chopping it up with you. It was some good stuff. You had some good taste, man. I don't think Reshipper going nowhere. I don't know, but we shall see. Look, we forgot all about that movie, didn't we? We forgot about Five Heartbeats. Forgot all about the Five Heartbeats. He said he's better than the Tip Stations, the Dell. We'll trade you Steph for KD Thompson, Shannon, and eBay. That's why I said everybody got that. He said he want everybody. He want Shannon Sharp. He want Club Shay Shay. Everybody got that. We don't even got Club Shay Shay on the team. We don't even Chad Ocho Cinco. They want everybody for Steph. Nah, bro. Well, I'm gonna tell you what we'll give you for Steph. I'm gonna tell you what we'll give you for Steph. Oh, Shango. What we'll give you for Steph? We'll give you Blip Blam Bleep. We'll give you uh let's see, Reed Shepard, and we'll give you like 126 second rounders. It give you like 120 second rounders, bro. You know what I mean? We good. We good for that. we we good for. I'm gonna tell you something in Houston how we roll. We want some shit, but we don't want to give up nothing for it, man. We want some shit, but we don't want to give up nothing for it. But I would give up some stuff for Steph though. But I mean, to keep it a bean, to, to keep it a bean, if we thinking about it, and we say if we gave up Fred VanVleet and KD for Steph, we'll be a good team. We'll be a good team. If y'all said no, and to be honest, if it was like this, if it was like we'll give y'all KD for KD, Fred VanVleet, Reed Shepard for Steph Curry, and y'all give us a pick, 2 second rounders or first round and a second, 2 second round, 3 second, 2 second rounders. That would be a good trade. Because we would be giving y'all another point guard that develop a shooter. We'll be giving y'all a scorer that can play right now with Jimmy Butler and Draymond. And we'll be giving y'all a point guard that can play right now. And y'all will send us Steph Curry and let's say 2 picks. And Day. What's that dude's name? Day? The white boy, the 7-foot point guard, that 7-foot shooting guard y'all got. That's that 7-foot shooting guard y'all got. Ship us him too. Ship us that 7-foot shooting guard. Y'all don't want him. Y'all don't want him. We'll take him. We'll take a 7-foot shooting guard, a big Larry Markkinen looking at. You know what I'm saying? Big fake Larry Markkinen looking at. Ain't do nothing but shoot threes. 7 foot 100. Goddamn, ain't touched nobody. That boy ain't touched nobody, bro. Um, but nah, man, it's been a great show, man. It's been a great show. Tell me what you think, Josh Okogie. How do he fit with the Rock? Hey, we got him. I know it ain't it's light work. I know it's light news. Is he better than Jay Sean Tate? Equal to Jay Sean Tate? Should he get Jay Sean Tate's minutes? Should Jay Sean Tate be able to hold that position since we rocking with the veterans? Or are we gonna break the mold because we got a dude named Josh and a dude named Jay Sean, and you think the dude named Josh better because he got a different kind of name or because he's Nigeria? I don't know what the difference would be between Josh Okogie and Jay Sean Tate. Is he a better shooter? I don't know. Y'all let me know about the Josh Okogie, Jay Sean Tate comparisons. Which ones you think is gonna be better? Which one you think is gonna get that playing time? Also, Armin Thompson. Did Armin Thompson his progression over the summer. So far, I mean, it's summer still here. We still got a month to go. Um, do you think his progression is going to be significant enough to make big change, a big impact for the Rockets? Is he going to be where we think he needs to be next year in order for the Rockets to get to the level they need to be at next year? That's going to be so important. Um, how much, how much space does he need to make as far as scoring improvement wise? Do he need to be significantly a better shooter? Do he need to be faster? Do he need to not work so much on shooting and just make sure that his ball handling is together? Because we see him doing a lot of shooting. Is he patting the rock? Is he getting his ball handling together? What are the things that you think we are going to expect from Armin Thompson? Do you think he's going to be able to develop it in time to make an impact for this team next year going into the season? Or is it going to take maturation over the season before he gets there and gets to his next level? I mean, obviously, when he comes in, he's not going to be where we want him to be by the end of the season, but is he going to be able to make enough change by the time the season starts to where you're going to notice it at the beginning? And what are you going to be expecting from Armin Thompson? So those are the two things that I really wanted to talk about today. Let me know how y'all think about those two things. Also, again, we want to get this debate platform, want to get it going, want to get it going, want to let everybody come in and say their piece about the Rockets over our organization. We're not going to let people build up our narrative about our team for us. We going to decide what's the narrative on our team. We're going to be the ones who go out and debate these topics and talk about these topics. We ain't going to just have random people putting up greatest people ever, and then we don't come out and say that Elijah Warren should be in the GOAT debate no more. This is over for that. If we talking about rocket stuff, we're gonna start it right here. We're gonna have these debates on here, and we got debate topics up on the channel. Pick a debate topic if you want to get in debate. Show your expertise, bring your stats out, bring your arguments. I think I'm gonna take the first debate with King. He said he won't smoke. He said he's gonna be the Huckleberry. Me and King are gonna set up this first debate. I think it's gonna be on August the 1st. I'm gonna check. I'll get with King and I'll let y'all know. And it's gonna be, has James Harden done enough to be the clear-cut choice for the second greatest Rocket player ever? And I'm taking the position that he has not done enough. Yeah, I'm saying it. Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm taking the position that James Harden has not done enough, period, to be the clear cut choice for the second best Rocket player ever. What more does he have to do? Who should be the second? Still, I'm going to tell you all that in the debate. If you want to know any of that stuff, I'm not telling you. You're going to have to find out in the debate. And the other debate topics are there. Is Rudy T the greatest Rockets coach ever because of sheer genius, or is it because of circumstance? Was it the circumstance that made him win championship? Is that why Rudy T is considered the greatest Rocket coach ever? Who's the most overrated Rocket ever? Who's the most underrated Rocket ever? That's a great one. That's a great one. Who would have been better out of Yao Ming and Ralph Sampson if they would have stayed healthy. We almost had this debate down to a teeth today. We almost started it right here on the channel. This is what we're getting into. Anything pop up, I will let you know. Okay? I will let you know. And you don't want to miss anything that happens on this channel. Is stay fired up over here. So subscribe so that you don't miss any of the content that we are putting out. You've been warned. Stay on red alert. So tap in, turn on, stay lit. Rock is red alert. Signing off.